Hello, we are back with part 6 of Layton. Last time, there is a recap, but I will do it instead of the game. Last time on Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, or whatever this game is actually called, the professor was given a warning from the storyteller who governs the storybook land of Labyrinthia that we are in, that something terrible would befall some strangers in town. And there's only 4 strangers in town, and it's all of our 4 protagonists. And the prophecy was that a man would turn to gold, and a female assistant would be blamed for it in a witch trial. So Layton's like, oh crap, that's Nick and Maya. And he runs over and essentially takes the golden bullet for Nick. So Layton is out of this trial because he has been turned into a gold statue. We are trying to find the witch who turned him to gold. We believe it is that butler on the left, who is secretly a girl. Their name is John. And they are also involved in a mysterious case in which this alchemist guy on the right disappeared. And that's the only trial involving witches that the Inquisitors, who are the, like, I guess the bad guys, have not solved yet. Our long game goal is to help our current assistant, Espella, to not be tried as a reincarnation of the big bad devil witch. Right now she's assisting us because Maya is in a cage and unable to talk, which makes this the best trial in the game so far. It's me, Layton.
Rat. So, it's gotta be that, young butler?
I know what you're thinking. I couldn't quite believe it at first either, but the evidence and circumstances all point to the butler. He, or she, has to be the witch. At least, it'll be certain if the magic gem turns out to be a fake.
But if that's the case, then Belduke's murderer was also...
Yeah, it would be Grey Earl. I'm gonna see, is there any way I can make you louder, Civ?
Yeah, definitely. Hold on. Let me move my keyboard so that I can be loud.
Yeah, you are always the quietest on our streams, unless someone is talking near when Yam starts talking, in which case Discord stomps her into the dirt like a Goomba.
Okay, let me just move my mic over here.
That's better. While Civ is doing that, also a key component of this case, the 2 spells involved, as far as we know so far, are Goldor, which turns people into gold, and Godor, which creates a door on any 2 green-colored walls. And the butler was painting these walls green, which makes them the only person who could have been the witch in this circumstance. Anyway, here we are.
Yes. No, it can't be true. He wouldn't have done that.
Espella?
I know, Jean. He held Sir Belduke in the highest regard. I saved it. Jean didn't kill him, I'm sure of it.
John Grey Earl, are you really what people think you are? There are still so many unknown factors in this trial. Oh yeah, Luke was against us in the first half because he was mad at Maya for possibly killing Layton. In which case, you know what? Fair.
Fair.
It's Luke! I'm sorry, Maya. What I did is unforgivable.
Hang on a second. Now that you are at a good volume, I'm actually going to turn you down just a little. Okay. Great.
Because Luke gets real shrieky.
Yeah, it's tricky because Espella is so quiet.
Yeah.
I'm like hyper aware of it right now in case I cut this down because I spent the last week cutting down our last game playthrough, and it's just like, how much work can I prevent myself doing rebalancing all of our audio?
What are you saying, Luke? All you did was testify about what you saw. But I should have trusted you. Well, you trust us now, right? No. No, not really. Anyway, Luke, it was thanks to you that we discovered new information. Thanks to me? Sure. You got Cracker to testify. That was a great idea. I wish I could talk to animals. Don't you too, Espella? Yeah, about that. I'd love to chat with Eve. So, Luke, will you teach us how to do it? Pretty please. Yeah. Of course I can try. Yay! That's a promise, right?
I kind of love that They never elaborate on Luke's inexplicable ability to talk to animals. He can just do it, no one else can, and it never matters.
Mr. Wright?
Huh? What is it, Luke?
Do you mind if I join you from now on?
Not at all. Please be my assistant. I mean, Espella's fine. Anyone but Maya, really.
I realized during the trial that in this strange town, even what you see with your own eyes may not be real. That's why I'm not giving up yet. Professor, I know he'll return. We can't give up hope.
You know, that's what I've been thinking too.
Really?
I have a feeling he'll reappear again when we get into trouble to help us out. It just creates a gold duplicate, I'm telling you. Because, I mean, it's the professor we're talking about here.
Right.
And remember what he always says. I don't know. I don't know what he always says.
Can you do
Look
it?
forward to the future. Always look on the bright side.
So glad you went for it. I don't think it was the professor who said that. Defender, accused. The intermission's over. Return to the courtroom. Let's go. It's time to bring this trial to a close.
Oh, I have something for you, Mr. Wright. Here, please take it. Maybe it'll come in handy in the trial.
A letter, huh? And let's see who it's from. Wait, Newton Belduke. There are several sheets of parchment inside, but they're all blank.
The professor and I got this when we went to see the storyteller.
Thank you, Luke. The more info we have, the better.
You're welcome.
Got a letter. I wonder who it's from.
Newton Belduke.
I've got no proof that it was Jean Grey Earl who turned the professor into gold. Even if the magic gem is a fake, it's still not decisive evidence. I don't know what will happen next, but I do know this battle's far from over. You know what I will say about this game? Even though I think the first two cases were kind of mediocre, they weren't long investigations.
That's true.
We will now resume the trial of Maya Fey. First things first, the occult crime analysts have finished examining the evidence. They have tested the 2 magic gems from the witch's scepter. Goldor floated on the surface of the water, whereas Famalia sank.
It was said that the genuine magic gems float in pure water, wasn't it?
Thus, it has been established that the Famalia gem is a fake.
I'm so lonely.
Order! Order! Order in court! This does not prove that Goldor was used, of course. Nonetheless, the defense's theory does now seem more plausible. The court considers it worth looking into. You have no objection to that, do you, Inquisitor Barnum?
No, my lord.
Now then, bring in the witch... I read that as bring in the witches!
Witchness.
Usually.
Hello.
Ooh, Danny says she will hop in when she's done eating dinner.
Heck yeah.
Exciting.
Witness, state your name and profession. I'm talking to myself again. Do you want to take Barnum?
Okay.
My name is Jean Greyo. I served the late Master Belduke. Since his death, I've been tending to his dwelling and putting his research materials in order.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's something about different.
Nikki.
A bit different about Grey Earl today. Yeah, he doesn't have his gem.
Nikki.
What do you mean, naked? Why are you whispering?
Naked.
Espella, stop.
Witness, there is
I'm
something...
placing a curse on them.
There is something we need to clarify.
Yeah, Aaron might also join in addition to Danny, so we might have an all-star cast here today, chat.
As you are no doubt aware, you have been accused of being a witch.
Therefore, it is vital that you tell us. Are you a boy or a girl? What is the name of your rival? Which starter will you take?
Please, hold on.
Why, what is it?
Excuse my rudeness, my lord, but at this time, I do not intend to answer that question.
Why do you refuse to answer, witness?
I'm
really just envy, so it's kind of irrelevant. I had been following this trial from the gallery, and so am fully aware of the utterly absurd accusations made against me.
Wouldn't it be wild if it was just like, I'm non-binary, and they were like, oh, well, all right.
yes,
And they
moving
just
on.
like totally accepted it. It was just like, Labyrinthia is actually quite ahead of the times in some other ways.
Looking at you, real world! Alchemy, the art pursued by Master Belduke, is concerned with the rules and logic that govern nature. I'm a homunculus!
Yeah, that is definitely a homunculus.
Yeah, for sure. As someone who had been helping Master Belduke for quite some time, I dare say your theory is both illogical and impossible.
Objection! The witch's scepter was thrown into the crime scene through a portal created by the magic spell Godor. That portal could have only been opened from your room. And what's more, one of the walls in your room is painted green, which, I mean, even if you aren't a witch, that's still kind of a crime to paint a single wall of your room forest green for no reason.
It's called an accent wall, come on. I believe anyone is free to paint their walls in whichever color they please. Besides, your theory relies on one magic gem being a fake. While that may be proven true, another question has arisen. Where could the genuine magic gem be?
You know, if only Gumshoe were here, he could immediately identify another one of his kin.
Ow!
It must have been swapped with the fake one and discarded somewhere.
I'm afraid that's impossible.
Why?
If we assume, as you have claimed, that the witch used the spell Godor, that would mean the magic gem must have been swapped after creating the portal. So, tell me, when and where would the witch have disposed of the magic gem?
I see your point. Several people paid witness to the incident, and the Knights of the Inquisition arrived at the scene immediately after. During that time, no one left the building, and the whole place was meticulously searched. Naturally, oh, that's you.
me.
Sorry.
Naturally, my room was searched as well, although there was not much to see as I have few personal belongings. I have a block of cheese. This rat is not mine, but he joins me occasionally.
You called this cheese, but it is clearly a piece of limestone.
I don't know what you mean.
Despite our inspection, nothing resembling a magic gem was found. I assure you, we have not overlooked anything. I swear to it on my honor as a knight.
So, Mr. Wright, if you wish to accuse me of being a witch, should you not first prove that there's a connection between me and this missing magic gem? Furthermore, I would appreciate it if you could please approach the matter in a rational way, like an alchemist.
The house was searched very soon after the crime. If the gem wasn't found, then it means Grey Earl hid it somewhere. Somewhere the Knights of the Inquisition would not have looked. Where could that be? The basement?
Oh, yeah.
The witness has made a valid argument. How will the defense respond?
The knights who searched Sir Belduke's premises weren't looking for a magic gem. That's why there's a certain place they didn't consider searching.
Interesting. You really don't give up easily, do you?
Twinkle.
In that case, perhaps you could tell us all where the magic gem is.
It's actually a good question. Probably in his like they looked in both of these places, so it's got to be in his possession, right?
Yeah.
Sir Belduke's premises were I hate that word. Sir Belduke's premises were thoroughly searched. I don't think anyone would have missed anything there. You anticipated that, and that's why you hid it in a blind spot that you knew wouldn't occur to the knights.
A blind spot, you say? Well, where is it?
It's somewhere on John Grey Earl's person.
What? It's on the witness?
Ace Attorney loves doing this.
Don't tell me the witness has it in their pocket.
Amy is home.
I am.
You're just guessing, aren't you? You think you can just say anything you like.
Yeah. We're in the middle of a stream. By the way, I'm afraid there are no pockets on my clothing. As a butler, I'm not permitted.
This is the second time I've seen Grey Earl today, and both times I had a feeling that something wasn't quite right. Maybe it's just me, but could it be related to the whereabouts of the magic gem?
No. Defense, show us the location of the magic gem. Where do you think this witness hid the magic gem on the day of the crime?
I am going to cheat. I believe it's here.
Nose.
I will not... What? Are you showing me literally exactly the location I was on? That's kind of funny.
Pixel for pixel?
Yeah, I think it was. Wow. I could have clicked it and it still would have told me wrong. Given...
You're right, yeah.
So if you're...
I put your stuff on your bed.
If you're new, in the first case where we had to do one of these, it fucked us over, like, inexcusably badly. We absolutely clicked exactly the area. Not quite to this pixel perfect degree, but from now on I'm just gonna cheat on every single one of these, point out the areas, because fuck it, I've got 100 hint coins. Witness. We met for the first time at Sir Belduke's premises. Just call it a house. At that time, you had an amethyst attached to your collar.
Oh, that's right. Mr. Grail always wears that gemstone.
Alchemists believe that amethysts emit positive energy.
Amethysts are purple. Armrest is purple.
But when I
Beautiful,
saw you
wonderful.
But when I saw you in the waiting room this morning, the gemstone you were wearing was green, not purple.
Ah, fuck, you're more astute than I imagined.
So my question now is, where has it gone? Where is that amethyst that you supposedly always wear?
Objection. Wait just a minute. The witness wears a purple gemstone. Is something amiss, Inquisitor Barnum? When we arrived at the crime scene, the witness came out to meet us. I recall the witness wearing a gemstone, but that gemstone was green. Green? Amethysts aren't green.
I think they can be, actually.
It can be. I like that they're getting this right out of the way. They're
Thank
not, like,
you, yeah.
dilly-dallying around it.
Yeah, I like it when Ace Attorney does this and doesn't waste your fucking time. Like, it's just like, okay, you know where this is going. Let's just skip past the next 3 new pieces of information.
Although amateurs sometimes mistake prasiolite for amethyst, but that's irrelevant now.
Witness, you've been trying to pin the blame on the defendant. In order to do that, you replace the Godor magic gem with a regular gemstone.
We thought the witch who killed Sir Belduke had used the spell Familia. You knew that if a witch... Guest starring Tim Curry. You knew that if a witch's scepter... Jesus, fine. With the witch's scepter with Familia and gold or magic gems attached was discovered at the crime scene. The suspect would be accused of committing both crimes. And that's precisely what happened. The girl captured at the crime scene was accused of slaying both Sir Belduke and Sir Layton.
That was your plan. You removed the Godor magic stone from the scepter and inserted your amethyst in its place. And then, you attached the Godor gem to your collar.
That's why. When we saw you shortly after the incident, you were wearing a green gemstone. To think, that was in fact a magic gem.
I got them inside of the Cracker Jack box.
I got them in a Cracker Barrel.
Order! Witness, is that true?
This amounts to nothing more than conjecture. I do not believe you have any solid proof. However...
Sorry, I'm turning it up a little since we have voice acting.
I have to concede that you have surmised a logical connection between me and the missing magic. Consequently, I am prepared to answer your questions.
Good. I will repeat what I asked you Witness, state your name, profession, and finally, your gender.
My name is Jean Grail.
Oh, okay,
I
it's
have
Jean.
been serving the late Master Belduke.
Jean is more fun to say, though. Want to ignore it?
Yeah.
As you can see, I wear a butler's outfit. But the truth is, as the defense claims, I am a girl.
You didn't need to change your voice. It was pretty
You didn't need
obvious.
to change your voice. What? How the fuck do you know, you don't hide all that shit, dude.
Ah, the Lucina method.
Unbelievable.
No, Lucina's hair actually makes sense. That was straight up a bowl cut.
What? I used another magic stone to uncut my hair.
The butler is a girl?
She really looks like a Three Houses character.
Yeah.
Order! Order! Order in the court! Jean Greyer, are you declaring to this court that you are in fact female?
I'm sorry, there's a comment in chat called grow hair. Yes.
But everyone in town was under the impression that you are a boy. I do not understand.
Oh, did you hear that? The butler's a girl. Doesn't that make him, her a maid?
I knew there was something suspicious about him. I mean her.
You know what, right? Think about it. All that alchemy, that's mighty suspicious.
Just listen to them. Listen to the wild gossip and accusations. Alchemists pursue knowledge of the rules that govern nature. But to the townspeople, alchemy is no different to magic. Had they known I was a girl, they would have taken me for a witch. This is all about misogyny. That's what Master Belduke was worried about. He told me it would be safer to pretend to be a boy.
In other words, you disclose that you're a female, but deny that you're a witch.
I would have thought that was obvious.
She knew that once her gender came into question, she wouldn't have been able to conceal it. That's why she's made this public now. It was the most rational choice for her.
Inquisitor Barnum, may I ask you one question? Has all this evidence in the Golden Gentleman case already been presented?
Why do you ask?
As it stands, you do not have a single piece of evidence proving that I am a witch. Given the lack of pertinent evidence against me, I would like to be permitted to return to my duties, serving a dead man.
That's a good point.
What say you, Inquisitor Barnum? It has been proved.
I'm laughing at chat. Phoenix outs a trans guy in court.
Yeah.
Trans hearts emoji.
I think we made that joke near the end of the previous stream, actually. We were like, this is a little uncool. Like, all she did was almost... I think at first we were like, man, like, don't do that, Nick. Then we're like, well... John did kill Layton, so it's... fuck him.
It has been proven that the two gems were swapped. However, it may also have been possible for the accused to have done so.
Objection! Maya had no reason to swap the gems.
This is a place of judgment. There is no need... It's not a great sentence in general. This is a place of judgment. Everyone tell us what you think and we will judge you. There is no need for us to understand the reasons behind a criminal's actions.
There absolutely is.
After all, those whom we judge are otherworldly creatures. They are witches. It is impossible for a human being to understand the reasoning of a witch. Ugh.
I can't. I love that, Luke.
Is there nothing we can do? At this rate, Maya will be...
Got a little Scottish there.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, just...
I didn't notice.
Barnum still thinks Maya's a witch. We've made it this far, and yet it feels like we're back at stage 1.
It seems there are no more rational arguments against me. Now, if you would kindly excuse me.
I don't have much on Greyer when it comes to the professor's case, but should I just let her go? There's nothing else I can follow up on regarding the professor's case. So what can I do? There's only one other option. Miss Greyer, I have asked you to remain at the witness stand.
Is there something else you wish to ask me?
No, your testimony is not over yet. There's still something you need to tell us about.
Mr. Wright, I'm afraid I cannot help you. I've told you all I can about this case.
And I'm afraid you've got the wrong idea, Miss Greyer. Your Honor, what this witness needs to testify about is not the professor's unfortunate incident, but rather the incident from 3 months ago, namely Sir Belgduke. He died. As she was present in the building at the time, working as a live-in butler, she needs to testify about the events of that day.
About Sir Belduke's death?
The fact that one of the magic gems was swapped leads me to a single conclusion. Both crimes, the murder of Sir Belduke and the transmutation of the professor, were the work of the same witch. The truth behind the alchemist's death may also hold the answer to this case.
What is your opinion on this, Inquisitor Barnum? I'll allow you to have your way this time, Sir Blue Knight. The Inquisition has no objections.
Inquisitor Zacharias Barnum, it seems you have lost that unyielding attitude so admired by your townspeople. Here you are now, letting a novice defender lead you by the nose. It is hard to believe who have been known as the unwavering sword of justice for your usually cool-headed judgment.
You know little about me, witness.
Your hair is funny. Oh,
Do you think I care about defending my name? It is this town that I wish to defend.
I actually like him a lot.
yeah.
The key to making a good prosecutor in these games is that once they see that there is a possibility that the person they're prosecuting is innocent, they actually end up, like, investigating with you. And that sounds obvious, but Francisca never does that, and Godot never does that, and Nayuta never does. Nayuta's so bad. God, I wish I liked Nayuta.
I missed that line, it's fine. John Greyearl, you shall now testify about it. Go ahead. Any
Burps up a gem. Excuse me.
As demanded by both the defense and the Inquisition, the witness will testify about Sir Belduke's death. Any questions? No, my lord. I must, however, mention one more thing before we begin. If it cannot be proven that John Greyearl is a witch, as claimed by the defense, the court will irrevocably consider Maya Fey to be the witch responsible for both crimes. Is that understood?
No.
You have no choice, Sir Blue Knight. If you don't want the trial to end right now, ready your sword and face the challenge that awaits.
But the opponent is a real witch. It's a gamble that puts Maya's life at stake.
Nick?
Well, she talked into the flames.
Maya! I wish.
No witch is gonna outwit you in court. You're an ace attorney after all. So, let's do it.
I really don't like this performance. The defense accepts the conditions. Let's proceed with the trial.
Inquisitor Barnum, you may begin.
Can you take Barnum back? It's tough being all three of them.
We shall start with a brief summary of the incident. About 3 months ago, in the dead of night, Sir Belduke, the alchemist, was murdered. Poor sap. The crime took place in his... I love that art style. I love that. Took place in his study, just as with this incident. The room had been locked from the inside. The victim was found still seated in the chair at his desk, so we can assume he was attacked while working.
Do you think, this is probably leaping too far ahead, and I think it's wrong, but you know that powder that's been on the ground ever since?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's a green splotch under there, and the room below had a green ceiling, and that was another portal, but it got covered up by the powder, so they never
Oh,
noticed?
that's kind of clever. That's alright. Oh, dude. There were very clear strangulation marks visible on his neck. Damn.
Oh, there's something...
Oh, these are literally like crime scene artist renditions.
Sketches.
That's cool.
Hey, who drew these? These are lovely.
These are lovely. There's something trickling down from his mouth. Is that blood?
No, it is a little bit of graped juice.
Blood.
Yes, most likely.
From
now,
a
it's probably a potion.
Yeah, from a strangling? I don't think you bleed from the mouth. Unless you're being strangled by fucking Lad Rousseau.
Yeah. The victim probably bit his tongue as he was struggling with his assailant.
That's a lot of blood for a tongue bite. And you said earlier that some white powder was spilled all over the floor, correct?
Yes. Hence, we expected to find the killer's footprints, however, there were none. Hey, why was his belt hanging down like that? The killer must have somehow approached the victim without stepping on the floor.
Why
Just crawl
was
on
his
the desk,
belt...
dude.
What? Yeah, it feels obvious to me, but I don't think that's what happened.
Why was the victim's belt undone?
He was jacking it, my lord.
He was into it. What can I say?
I...
After murdering
He was
Sir
choking
Belduke-
himself. It's completely... sometimes that shit goes wrong, man.
Everyone's just here like, are we really gonna have to say this? I don't want to solve this case. Come on, guys. After murdering Sir Belduke, the killer left the room without opening the door.
Nick, you
Killer
have to
is a
tell them.
rat.
You have to bring up autoerotic asphyxiation. What's that, you guys? I've never heard of it.
Oh, Luke, cover your ears.
Oh, there's no way she knows what it is.
Undoubtedly, the crime must have been committed using witchcraft.
The body was discovered the following morning by the butler, Ms. Grey Earl.
The body was found by Grey Earl, huh?
Thank you, Inquisitor Barnum. The court illustrator sketches will be added to the evidence. These are really good. You do commissions. Now, witness, begin your testimony. Tell us about the events spanning the night of the crime, from the evening beforehand until you discovered the body.
At around 1 o'clock at that night, I excused myself and left Master Belduke in his study.
Oh, someone in chat says this is their favorite trial in this game. I'm liking it, but that's kind of a bummer to hear.
When I called him for breakfast in the morning, he did not respond. The door to his study was locked. A neighbor had come for a visit just then, so we forced the door open together. All the potions and other concoctions from the study had been confiscated. I wonder if they're still properly stored.
Potions and concoctions were confiscated?
The victim was an alchemist, after all. We were hoping the items confiscated from his study could provide some clues. Besides, such things should not fall into the wrong hands. It may not be standard practice, but it was deemed necessary. The confiscated goods are stored in our secret vault, which is secret and a vault. The only person with access to them is the High Inquisitor Lady Darklaw.
It's secret and a vault. Luckily, it's blazoned with our logo, which is painted a hearty green color. Oh no!
Oh, heavens.
It has caused me great difficulty, as I have not been able to put Master's research materials in order as a result.
Oh, right, that's me as well. The confiscated items shall be returned as soon as Sir Belduke's murder is resolved.
I shall be looking forward to that.
Defense, you may begin the interrogation.
This is the third trial. Funny. Usually the third trial is the worst. That is true. The third trial is also the... I was gonna say the third trial is the best one in AAI 2. I don't know if that's true. That case is really dumb, but it was really fun to read through. Probably the fourth case is the best one in that game. Okay, let's talk about this neighbor. Who's this neighbor? Wait, you mean you broke the door?
The only key to that room was in Sir Belduke's pocket. The only way to enter the study was to break the door open.
And you managed that with the help of a neighbor who came to visit?
I was the neighbor. I am quite swole.
Yes, it wasn't a social visit, mind. He came as a patient.
A patient? Can you tell me more about him?
No. The victim's neighbor is irrelevant. He has nothing to do... Is it you?
Maybe.
He has nothing to do with this case.
I think you're pushing it this time. A witness is hardly irrelevant. What's got him so shaky? I hope it's his puppy. He looks as if he just had a rush of blood to the head. Yeah, definitely at some point in this game, he is gonna be on trial for something, and his dog will be the prosecutor, and Luke will just interpret.
Master Belduke had been making very potent medicines, among other things. You see, Inquisitor Barnum has a raging cocaine addiction. He spilt it all over the floor.
Stop. No, I am a...
What? Oh.
Cocaine isn't illegal. It's just a problem.
We would get people coming from town at all hours of the day or night asking them. And yet, in return for all the help Master offered, people would gossip about him dabbling in witchcraft.
So you broke the door together with a neighbor?
Yes. When I explained the situation to him, he brought over an axe. And then he proceeded to attack the door, screaming he is Johnny with great force, smashed it into splinters.
So his name is Johnny. Johnny has been added to the court record. I see. By the way, about that neighbor, who was that? Hold it! What was that?
No. No.
I kind of did. I like him here. I thought that was like...
Can't see!
I I thought that was Barnum's. Hold it! And I was like, what is that, Reed?
He's losing it.
Why are they back?
And as for who I am, I'm the alchemist's neighbour and a witness in that case too.
No.
Good luck.
Passion for justice seething within, and Amir is always at the crime scene.
Man,
Sucks.
didn't even fucking try. That didn't rhyme. It's you again. You're the guy from earlier, right?
Yep, that's me. Emir's the name. How you been, Bluey?
Are you really the alchemist's neighbor? Seriously?
I know, right? Freaky coincidence, eh? But yeah, his house is right next to mine.
Do you have a house?
No, it's a box.
Ridiculed earlier, Amir returns, tricking like a king he never ever learns.
God, yeah, no, I do not. Like, they try with Bardley, but fuck, they didn't even give a shit about making Bardley's stuff rhyme or have meter. It's never both. I think one time it's been both. That's why
This is why I tried to stop you from asking about the neighbor. You speak his name and you summon him.
That's very funny, actually.
Why so cold, Inquisitor Barnum?
Unable to hold his steady
Like a jukebox unplugged. And the musician standing next to you.
Oh yeah, that's me private bard,
Oh,
Birdley.
he actually did hire him. That's
Alright,
funny as hell.
music genius.
Hold on.
Oh shit, I didn't
Oh, dearie, dearie me.
I didn't see that. Oh dearie me.
Alright, everyone get out of here. Well, no use shutting the stable door after the horse has bolted. Let us move on. Witness, since you're already here, you may as well add your testimony. Testify about what you witnessed on the morning after the crime.
You can count on me. It dawned on me then, the witch cast Formalia, just like in this case.
They were confiscated. Gone. Confiscated.
Okay.
Well, they already read that line.
Oh, did they? Sorry. That's
Yep.
all they have to say, huh? I really didn't expect him to appear, but maybe I should be used to it by now.
Excuse me, Mr. Wright. Sorry to interrupt your train of thought.
Oh, that's okay. What is it?
I'm wondering if it's just me, but I've been thinking about Mr. Amir's testimony.
Do you think that the gem is on Amir's necklace?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I think
dude.
You mentioned that earlier, I think, actually, now that I say that.
I think what he said... It's a little strange, isn't it?
Oh, shit, that's me. Yeah, how can I put it? It's pretty obviously contradictory. I'm trying to change chairs to sit on.
Oh, good. Don't worry about it. He was so keen to testify. Maybe we should give him some attention and point those contradictions out.
All right, they're just telling me to talk to him.
Hold it.
Can you... Oh, I can just...
Bonk.
Shut the hell up.
Give me medicine.
Okay. It's gotta be something that says we use... No, motherfucker. Come on, click it. There we go. Okay. Is this... I'm trying... What thing do I present to be like, he used Goldor, not Formalia?
Oh yeah, okay. Would it be the staff? Because the staff has the things on it?
That makes sense. I'm doing a quick save. No, it doesn't say that. Oh, wait, yes it does. Let's try it.
Objection.
Okay, yeah, I think you're right, thank you. There's something you don't seem to understand here, Mr. Amir. The Formalia gem in this witch's scepter is a fake. The gem is useless.
Just like this buffoon's testimony.
Yeah?
Therefore, your testimony doesn't hold water me.
Just, yeah, no.
What?
No.
Tell you what, every time Birdly talks, go ahead and read it and like scan real quick, see if the meter matches and it rhymes, and if it doesn't, we'll just skip his line.
You should have listened to the trial more carefully.
It did that time. The meter didn't match.
Now that has been dealt with, Inquisitor Barnum, this witch's scepter was not discovered at the crime scene when Sir Belduke was murdered. Is this correct?
Indeed. Oh, I'm a little sheepy. We deduce that Familia must have been used, however.
Objection! But that Familia magic gem was a fake. That much has been demonstrated today. What's more, as we've learned from Cracker the Parrot's testimony, there's a sentence, the witch used the spell Godor. The fact that there's a green wall at the crime scene corroborates that.
Objection. That wall weren't painted 3 months ago, boy. And besides, no one could have passed through a portal so small.
To be honest, I have started wondering, were Sir Layton and Sir Belduke's murders actually committed by the same witch?
Objection! Your Honor, I would like to remind you that that was the Inquisition's claim. He's right, though. It's gotta be the same culprit in both cases. And, at the very least, I don't know if it does.
I don't think it is.
It's possible that the witch used to spell Godor to commit Sir Belduke's murder.
What?
In that case, I will ask the defense to show us proof. Do you have proof that the witch could have used Godor to kill Sir Belduke?
Tiny Layton could have done it.
Tiny Layton could have killed him, and now he has been turned to gold for his sins. His body is tiny, but his sins are great.
Do I have proof that the witch could have used Godor to kill Sir Belduke?
Yeah, because the painting is behind, so the drawings in the sketch
Oh.
could have just reached behind him and just...
Oh yeah, it is still there, you're right. Glad you're here, I'm not doing a very good job. I'd like you to take a look at these.
Aren't those the court illustrator's sketches?
As you can see from this sketch, the victim was seated at his desk when he was murdered. And what can you see right behind the victim?
A small landscape painting.
Thank you, Inquisitor, but there's one more point of note. Look closely at the painting.
Look at that frame.
I mean, this is really, really good. With like the cross hatching, who did this? Who did this?
Are you here? Are you here? Hello?
Well, I happen to be the court illustrator as well.
God.
Do you notice anything behind it?
Oh, I see it. The wall behind it had already been painted green, which means the witch could have used the portal spell there 3 months ago.
Objection. Hold on. Looking at another window. I've been outed. One moment, my lord. Consider how small that portal would have been. Could a witch have passed through it? I think not. What if the whole wall was green before?
Huh. Of course, the witch would...
painted it white.
Of course, the witch would not be able to go right through it. However, if you look at the distance between the portal and the victim, you'll notice that the victim, Sir Belduke, was sitting just an arm's length from where the portal would have been. The witch did not have to enter the room at all. All she had to do was reach through with her arms in order to strangle Sir Belduke, who was sitting right under the painting.
You could just test this and have, like, Jean go up to it and just, like, see if her arms reach through
That's
far.
crazy, Civ.
Order! Inquisitor Barnum, what say you to that?
Oh, I'm also realizing that no matter what we do here, if we don't accuse Jean, then Maya's gonna die, so, like... There needs to be some third revelation. A fascinating theory, Sir Blue Knight. Smack. But there is a notable contradiction within it.
Where would that be?
Tell me, why do you think we concluded that Familia had to have been used? We had a certain reason for it, of course.
And what was that reason exactly?
The crime scene had been tampered with.
How so?
Imagine this is the goat a familiar? No, because the familiars are like those weird, like long,
They're
skinny
like
things.
wraiths.
Okay. Yeah, they're not animals. Imagine the circumstances of Sir Belduke's death, and it should become obvious even to you.
I hope they're all under the assumption that familiars are like wraiths, but they can be anything, and the familiar was that goat, and then to hide it, they turned it to gold.
The victim was choked to death. And yet there were no signs of a struggle. Highly improbable, don't you think?
No. What are you getting
No?
at?
Think about it. Can you imagine anyone just sitting back and letting themselves be strangled? Clearly there should be evidence of a struggle.
I mean,
And since we haven't found any...
they
What?
knocked over the powder.
That's true. And since we haven't found any, that must mean the killer erased all traces of a fight from the crime scene.
Indeed, that would be the logical conclusion.
Now, surely it would be impossible to do any such thing had the witch only reached inside through a portal. In order to cover up the evidence she left behind, the witch had to have used a familiar. Without doing so, there would have been no point in her using the spell Godor.
I thought you were the one who initially posited that he was strangled with a familiar, which you could also just do by opening the portal to the locked room, sending the familiar in to kill them, and like nothing about this refutes our claims at all. Miss Grey Earl could have done it. She might have been able to tamper with the crime scene. What are you talking about? The morning of the crime. From the time Miss Grey Earl and that guy entered the study, until the arrival of the Knights of the Inquisition, there was a window of time in which she had the opportunity to do so. We need to look into what happened in that window.
It seems we may be in need of another testimony. Witnesses, testify about what happened in the time between the body being found and the Knights of the Inquisition arriving.
Sure thing. Ask me anything. I'll tell you all you need to know.
I was not there!
Nope, they added an as, so the meter wasn't right. It's so weird because there's like, it's so easy to make the meter correct in a lot of these by like changing one or two words. Like it's not that hard. Only 2 people like accessed the crime scene in that time, Grey Earl and Amir. Believe it or not, Amir is the key witness in this case.
I am a witness working on the railroad. I broke down the door and saw the alchemist slumped in his chair. Gave me a jolt. The butler hurried to call the Knights of the Inquisition. They never entered the study. What did they do there? Oh, yeah. I was asked to keep an eye on things, so I went in to have a bit of a look at everything. Oh, that made me pretty drowsy, so I went and took a little nap on the couch.
Do you think he like breathed in the powder?
Wait, what? Mr. Amir, you said the butler didn't enter the crime scene?
Yep, he never set foot in there. The moment he saw Belduke, he told me to stand guard till the Knights of the Inquisition arrived.
And you fell asleep?
Then off he went. What a resourceful apprentice that alchemist has, I thought to myself.
I almost feel sorry for you, Sir Blue Knight. After all, your suspect couldn't have tampered with the crime scene.
Yeah, Amir fell asleep. There's no way this could have possibly mattered.
Defense, please proceed with the interrogation.
Yes, Your Honor. You fell asleep. You fell asleep. You took a nap? In a room where a man had been murdered with the body still in there?
Why so surprised, Bluey? It was 9 a.m. I'm usually still half asleep at that hour. I suppose maybe all the merrymaking the night before added to that as well.
No.
Nope. Prince and inns almost rhymes.
So yeah, I was kind of overcome with drowsiness. There was nothing else I could do but sleep, right?
When the butler returned, accompanied by the 2 knights, he was supposedly sleeping noisily on the victim's couch.
You mean he was snoring?
Apparently, he was grinding his teeth.
Oh, I shouldn't have asked.
But then, anyone could have tampered with the crime scene when Mr. Emil was asleep, right?
Good catch, Luke. I'm so dumb I didn't notice that.
Anyway, I'd barely caught a wink of sleep when those nights arrived, and me teeth grinding sorta has a paralysing effect on people, so I've been told. So even if someone had come in, I don't think they'd been able to burn it up.
Right. Grail didn't set foot in the study.
But then that would mean it wasn't feasible for her to have tampered with the evidence at the crime scene. If that's the case, I guess we'd better look at other possibilities, right, Mr. Wright?
Yeah, unfortunately, it all hinges on Amir's testimony. But who knows what that guy might say next. I better treat him with extra care. Cross-examining him is like walking through a field of landmines. He just might be more dangerous than Barnum.
Let's gently press him into giving us some more information.
I'll be as gentle as a lamb to make sure I don't get his goat. Good one, Phoenix. Give me a jolt. Butler hurried, never entered the study. Let's talk about this. Are you sure the butler didn't enter the crime scene?
Yeah, like I said, he didn't set foot in that room. I went in and sorta didn't know what to do, but the butler sussed out the situation in the blink of an eye, told me to stand guard, and then he ran out.
She went to call the Knights of the Inquisition. Is that correct?
That's correct. I went to the nearby, didn't catch that last word. We have the records of when the crime was reported. They match the witness's testimony.
I returned to Master Belduke's house with 2 knights. They began an investigation immediately, taking away Master's research materials and concoctions. In the end, I wasn't able to enter that room that day.
There can be no doubt about it. She is the alchemist's apprentice. She was under close observation following the incident.
I wasn't aware of that.
So in the end, she didn't have access to the crime scene at all on that day, huh? By the way, what were you doing at the time?
What? Me?
Wanted to have a look at everything. What'd you see, man? What were you having a look at?
Well, I was asked to take care of the crime scene, wasn't I? So I had to, make sure everything was in order. I mean, it's not like I went wild with excitement after being left in a real alchemist room full of mysterious stuff.
I'm sure you didn't, Mr. Sticky Fingers.
And besides, she asked me to look for something, so I was doing that too.
Hang on! Miss Grey Earl, you look lost in thought.
Oh, were you talking to me?
Even she can be caught off guard if I choose the right moment. You've been listening to Mr. Amir's testimony, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
He was asked to look for something. It was you who asked him, I assume. What did you tell him to look for?
The body? I think you're mistaken. I don't remember making any request of that sort.
Huh?
Is there a doppelganger spell?
Probably, since... Yeah, I'd imagine there's two of the butler.
Oi, Brewery, were you even listening to what I said? It was a lady that asked me. The butler is a guy, you numbskull. Hey, what's up? Why is everyone looking at me like that?
Quite a while ago, we learned that the butler, Jean Grey Earl, is actually female.
What?
That's why when you said a lady asked you to search for something, we assumed it was Miss Grey Earl.
What?
Okay, that one works.
Okay. Daydreaming, listening, but not hearing. That look of shock is almost endearing.
All right, you're like 1 for 6, guys.
What? Why didn't anyone tell me before?
Do you require a personal notification? You should have been listening to the trial.
Knights of the court, squabbling with a witness is most unseemly. What I would like to know now is this. Who was the lady that made the request of Amir?
Yeah, that was actually Miss...
Oh.
Oh my god.
He's absolutely certainly talking about me.
Oh, and you are
Letty, that's cute. Post fucking shut up.
I'm down for Letty to be a secret witch.
Miss Letty? Who are you?
Me? Who am I? I'm Letty Mailer. I'm the courier.
The courier? You haven't you met her?
Oh, she was looking for the mail from Belduke.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, okay, it's her.
A courier is the person who collects and delivers letters or packages.
I know. Thanks anyway, Espella. I wish you'd stop misreading my mind.
Hold on, Miss Mailer. Do you mean it was you who irresponsibly made such a request to that troublemaker?
I don't want
Wasn't
to.
she you?
I don't want to be her.
You don't-
We've both
Okay.
been her a couple times.
Alright.
Me? Maybe. Yes, I guess so. I asked him to help me find something.
Outrageous. Why was I not informed of this?
I guess no one told you. Maybe because you didn't ask.
I always forget how proper the judge sounds until cutscenes.
It seems we will need to ask you to testify, Miss Mailer. Explain to us how you were involved in this case.
Frankly, I wouldn't say I was involved in anything. Now I'm in a tight spot. I bet it's because that guy said something weird about me.
Ease up on me, lady. Like the saying goes, if I'm going down, I'm taking you with me. Beats being in a pickle all on your own, eh?
Why'd you say that in red?
I don't know. Maybe they did it together. Two witches get stitches.
Now then, Miss Letty Mailer, testify about that day.
Sir!
That voice could make windows shatter. Danny says be there in about 30 minutes. Hang on.
Okay. Sir Belduke said he'd have a letter to send, so I came by to pick it up.
Typing to her.
I'm gonna have a sippy.
Okay. Oh, that. So now we know there was a third witness.
But Miss Mailer only came to pick up a letter. That doesn't help much, does it? Well, perhaps there's more than that meets the eye.
A letter, huh? Belduke was about to send a letter to someone before he was killed. May not be relevant to this case, but something about that is bothering me. Maybe it's worth asking Letty about it. The letter you found that morning, was it by any chance this one here?
Yes, that's the one. But wait, how did you get it? You're a piece of work, all right.
Objection! Smack. Hold it, Sir Blue Knight. How did you come by that letter?
It just sort of fell into my lap, so to speak. It was the professor who found it, but he doesn't need to know that.
Defender, just what in the world are the contents of that letter?
Well, the letter's blank.
What?
We used
All this fuss over a blank letter?
We used a mirror on the letters of the page, so you can't read it. As you can see, there are some sheets of parchment inside the envelope.
Indeed, and there's not a trace of ink on them. What is the meaning of this?
Don't forget that Sir Belduke was an alchemist. He may have used some kind of invisible ink to write this letter.
Whoops, missed that one.
Sir! About that! It doesn't make much sense to me.
What?
Miss Mailer?
The thing is, when I saw that letter, all the pages were full of writing, so, you know.
Oh my god, did they actually use a mirror on it?
That's very
Hold
funny.
it, witness. You saw the contents of Sir Belduke's letter.
I didn't read it. It's just that, you see.
Witness, this is an important matter. You will need to testify about it. Tell us what you know about this letter.
That's my name!
No, let her.
That night, probably about 1 a.m., I made a delivery to Sir Belduke at 1 fucking a.m. He was writing the letter at the time. It'll be ready soon, so come pick it up tomorrow morning. That's what he said. I left his study and wished the butler good night, and then I went home. I went there again the next morning as promised. Sir Belduke was... Well, anyway, I looked for the letter, and then that guy went out like a light on the couch. I got a little scared, so as I left, I soon found the letter.
I see, I see. So you witnessed the victim write the letter?
I wouldn't say witness. That sounds so legal. These sheets of parchment were on his desk, though. I saw that. And they were covered in writing, margin to margin.
But you don't know what the letter was about?
Sir! Telling you would be a breach of our privacy policy. I can't reveal its contents or who it was addressed to.
Oh, of course, I understand.
Frankly, I didn't get close enough. To Sir Belding's desk, I mean. So I couldn't make out what he was writing.
In any case, she talks like I type on Discord.
Yes.
In any case, where did you find the letter the morning after the victim was found dead?
On a shelf next to his desk in a small letterbox. Ah, yes, right there next to his head. It was a teeny bit scared, though, coming so close to a dead man.
So that's where she took the letter from. It was right next to the corpse, huh? Well, that doesn't make any sense. Did she get there after the knights, then?
Yeah, no, I think that's just a little contradiction in the writing.
I'm not so sure.
Now that all the circumstances are clear, we shall proceed to the cross-examination.
You were fucking ready.
Yes, I was.
Okay. She says she found it, but it's still there, so that doesn't make any sense.
Hold it!
He went out like a light? That is not what I want to talk about, Phoenix.
That's still kind of weird.
He was helping me look for the letter, and then it happened. Out of the blue, he just passed out, the rascal. He collapsed, and his eyes are all back. He wouldn't move.
Yeah, I think you're right that powder is a sleeping medication. It almost sounds like he died.
I think that because they didn't. What was it eventually? Did they actually end up finding like Belding's body and burying him and everything?
I mean, it was there. Like, the body was,
It was
right
there, but I seem to remember there was something weird about it. Like when they, I might be misremembering, but
Maybe
I
you're right. I don't
they
remember
said,
either.
Because I feel like it's some fucking like sleep potion that makes him look dead or some shit.
Okay.
No such luck, unfortunately. That horrible sound. He was grating his teeth. I thought my ears would explode.
Yep, not sure what came over me. Never happened to me before, sleeping like that. I don't know, I didn't just fall asleep. More like I sort of blacked out, I guess. No idea why. Oh, you guys, what do you think? Any ideas?
Oh, yes, this is me. I was looking at chat. I think it bears no relevance. And there you have it.
And I think it's good that I wasn't there.
But the question is, why did he black out like that? I don't think we do. Let's see. What do we got in these pictures? Nothing
Did
there.
the summoning circle do anything? Oh, bottle, maybe?
No. Letter's still there.
Oh, hold on. Is that gem there in that picture?
Donde?
Above the bottle.
Possibly.
Go back to the previous one? No, it's not visible from there. Okay, well, the powder is there.
I have a feeling that I need to grab something else from this testimony
Yeah.
before this. I feel like there's like a sleep spell or something. Yeah, nothing I have here really has anything to do with this. The powder. Yeah, but I don't have any evidence that suggests the powder
Like,
is...
links it together.
Like, I've got no idea.
Is it on the floor plan?
But, like, Mr. Wright, maybe we could use some more... Yeah, we need to press something. I think it is the powder or the summoning circle, but we need to get someone to tell us that first.
Maybe it was, like, where he stumbled into the room.
Oh, this is dialogue.
Oh.
The part about a guy going out like a light seems strange to me as well.
That witness said he felt a surge of drowsiness at the time, but still.
Something about that seems kind of odd, even for a guy like him. I have a feeling there's much more to Miss Mailer's testimony than meets... Okay, well, they're just hinting to do the thing we already figured out. Okay, Belduke is writing a letter. Left to study. Well, anyway, I look for the letter.
Well, she would know that the powder wasn't there the night before.
Hold it!
I have a feeling I need to trigger the butler saying something about
Yeah.
what the powder is. Wait a minute. When you say the butler, you mean...
Oh, right, that's me. Miss Greer, of course. She was in the corridor carrying a tray. You know, actually, I quite like the butler. Is it true she's really a girl? It's a bit disappointing to me, at least.
Aww.
You don't gotta change your feelings.
That's fine. That's totally fine.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I was unable to meet your expectations.
I'm not sure. Girlfriend witches. I'm not sure I want to know about her expectations.
In any case, Miss Mailer did visit us that night. She came to deliver a package to Master Belduke. She delivered it to the Master personally. Oh, was it filled with the powder?
Maybe.
Huh? There were always many things to which I was not privy.
Right, and I saw you that night when I was leaving. I almost walked into you.
That's so cute. Yes, it's just as you say. I was about to wish Master Belduke a good night.
Grey Earl looks a lot more confident now. But she seemed so shaken for a moment earlier. I wonder what that was about. Maybe I missed the right moment. Okay. Was there dialogue in there I missed? I didn't hear the ding.
I mean, I did.
Oh, did you? Sorry, please.
Oh, yeah, no, I'd assumed that when you pressed it, that's what that was.
No. That just happened. I think. Let's try again. Let me know when you hear it. Usually, my key is that I can't skip the dialogue. Because I have the music turned down pretty low.
There.
Hang on! Miss Grey Earl, I'd like to ask you something.
Oh, certainly. What is it?
You stated previously that you excused yourself and left Sir Belduke's study shortly after 1 a.m.
Yes, that is correct.
However, according to Miss Mailer's testimony, the two of you came across each other while you were waiting outside that room. Why didn't you mention that until now?
That's because... I apologize. I'm afraid I completely forgot to mention it. You forgot? Miss Mailer very often comes in with deliveries during the night. I did see her that night as well, but I didn't think much of it as it's nothing unusual. I had no reason to hide that from you. Please, forgive me for the confusion. Stare.
Well, that kind of thing can happen. Human memory is in no way perfect. I don't...
But she's a homunculus!
I don't imagine there's a problem here, is there?
On the contrary, Your Honor. There's one more thing Miss Grey Earl forgot to mention.
What is it?
I'd like you to recall what Miss Mailer said about having met Miss Grey Earl that night. Well, Miss Grey Earl, apparently you were carrying a tray at the time. What do you have to say about that? She's pretty cute.
Yeah.
John Grey Earl, I believe you should add that to your testimony.
As you wish, my lord.
It's unlikely she really forgot about that. The fact she tried to hide it must mean something.
Hold it!
Drink, you say? What do you mean by a usual drink?
When Master's experiments continued into late hours, he would often have some juice to... It was the juice dribbling down his cheek!
What kind of juice?
Grown-up juice.
Hang on!
I probably shouldn't have clicked him. Excuse me, mister. Mister!
I know nothing about it! Nothing! Nothing at all!
Did he drink it?
Probably.
Spit it out! What do you have in your mouth? Witness, what have you done this time?
Don't give me that scary look, Inquisitor Barnum. It was only just a little bit. Seriously, hardly anything at all.
What are you talking about?
Oh, they just poisoned him. Oh, that's easy.
What do you think I'm talking about? The juice. The tomato juice, of course.
The tomato juice.
Oh, you didn't. Surely even you wouldn't.
Well, like I told you before, I think I sort of overdid it a bit the previous night. When I woke up, my head was pounding, That's why I went to see the alchemist. But you know what happened. And when I was left alone in the alchemist's study, kinda caught me eye. The bottle, I mean.
No, the handsome dead guy, I mean. The tomato juice. Sorry, the tomato juice.
I thought it might make the headache go away, you know. So you...
Tomato juice is supposed to be a remedy for hangover.
Yeah, but like none of those things really are a remedy for hangovers.
No, I know.
So you drank it? The juice found at the crime scene?
Well, why shouldn't I?
Sip.
It's a drink, ain't it? What else do you do with a drink? You drink it, right?
And can you tell us where that bottle is now? Come to think of it, I don't remember seeing it at the crime scene.
Oh, it's been confiscated.
Confiscated?
As I mentioned previously, the occult crime Let me hang out with those guys. That sounds rad as hell.
Very Civ job.
Confiscated all of Master's personal belongings from the crime scene.
This is such a you setting, I kind of just realized.
Yeah!
Is that so? Well, I believe we should take note of that bottle and add it to the court record.
Okay.
Zippy.
Yeah, so there I was, having a bit of juice when that girl came around.
Sir!
To tell you the truth, I don't quite remember what happened after that.
That's when he passed out, huh? Okay, so what do we actually gain from that bottle? What does it say? Brought to Belduke before his death, Amir drank some of the juice the following day. Okay. Ow. Yeah, I know there's a sleeping potion in the juice chat. I'm hesitant to do that because you're never sure if you've got the right information yet, even though we kind of know what happened. Okay. How do we get Amir to talk to us? Do you remember?
No, I don't know the UI enough to actually do that.
Okay, let's see. I think it was probably the one where she mentions him. Looking for the letter. That guy was... It was one of these two. I actually think it might have been this one. Let's try it. It'll just take a second. Okay. Here we go. I've got a clue why he fell asleep.
Really? Did you work it out,
You do?
Dewey?
Do I? Okay, yeah, it is this. Usually you need it to explicitly say something. Alright. Mister, I believe the reason you might have lost consciousness at the crime scene is tied to a certain piece of evidence.
But it wasn't just that, you know. I had a bit too much fun the night before.
No, it was because of this.
The tomato juice.
You're saying it wrong. You passed out right after drinking this juice. Therefore, it's not unreasonable to assume that there's a distinct connection between the two.
Tomato juice does not make people fall unconscious, Sir Blue Knight.
But tomato juice does.
I will kill you.
Exactly. That's why something must have been added to the contents of the bottle. Something like a soporific.
You mean sleep? Sleepy sleep?
That's right. And if a sleepy sleep was mixed in with the tomato juice, that means Sir Belduke would have been unconscious at the time he was assailed.
Oh! Oh!
The sketch. Have another look.
The red liquid yeah, it is really nice that they do make most of these connections themselves.
The red liquid trickling down from the victim's mouth. It's proof that Sir Belduke must have drank the tomato juice.
I had failed to consider this.
Inquisitor Barnum, I bet you remember saying this to the court. Can you imagine anyone just sitting back and letting themselves be strangled? Clearly, there should be evidence of a struggle.
I'm sorry, one moment, what was that?
I was trying to
Did
do a
you
British
just,
accent. I'm not good at it.
Alright, moving on.
And since we haven't found any, that must mean the killer erased all traces of a fight from the crime scene. Sorry, that was still in quotes. However, his British accent is so bad, it sounds like a bad Australian accent.
Yeah.
If the victim was unconscious when his assailant was strangling him, then the killer could have committed the crime through a small portal, big enough to put tiny Layton through.
Tiny Laytons have been banned in Labyrinthia. That may be so, but tell me this. How would the culprit have managed to obtain such a strong sleepy sleep? Ah!
It was very simple, and I think you've realized why.
From the alchemist.
That's right. An alchemist would no doubt have a wide array of various medicaments in their possession. Such a weird word to use. And an apprentice would have very little trouble stealing some of them from their study. Isn't that right, Miss Grey Earl? Oh, I don't want her to be the witch.
Yeah.
How should I respond to that? I'm sorry to disappoint you, may perhaps be the best way to put it.
What do you mean?
Even though that juice bottle has been safely stored for the past 3 months, I'm positive it would be impossible to find any traces of the sleepy sleep now.
You wicked.
This is
unbelievable. Was it really the butler who did it?
But everything she said holds true.
She was pretending to be a boy. That's mighty suspicious to start with.
It's not that suspicious.
God, I can't even do it.
I love that they add, like...
ringing?
They add a fucking ringing noise, yeah.
God.
Hold on, everyone! The butler couldn't have done that to Sir Belduke. She would never ever do it.
I respect that you're going for that, like, shriek.
Please, let us testify just one more time. Miss Grayle, let's tell them. Let's prove they're wrong. They have no idea how much you've done for... You were his favorite.
Aw, are
Miss Mailer.
Are they
Are we
actually
buddies?
girlfriends? Because that's the best twist.
Alright. Very well, I shall grant your request. Testify about the relationship between Miss Grey Earl and Sir Belduke.
Master took me in, a complete stranger. I will forever be in debt to him. That's why I could never make an attempt on his life, through magic or otherwise. Sir Baltic was a wonderful man. He's the one who recommended this line of work to me. And he's the one who told me about it. The confidentiality obligation, I never once broken it.
It's true that
We need another Miles is on Fire video series at this rate. I have great news. Oh, Danny's hopping in.
Danny?
While she hops in, I will play, Plaster just got me the jingle for Miles as a Robot.
Oh my god.
Which chat just got blasted in their ears. But, oh, is Danny here? I can't hear her.
She's very quiet.
Oh, you
Yeah.
are. Yeah, you are microscopically quiet.
Tiny Danny.
Once.
Tiny Danny, hello.
Okay, how's this? Is it better?
That's a lot
That's
better.
much better.
All right, can you say a few more words?
Okay. Saying a few more words.
Yeah.
So hopefully you guys
There you are.
like
whoa.
this.
Now
A
you
little
are.
too much?
A little too much.
Okay, let me turn that down. I'm so sorry about that.
No,
All right,
you
how's
might
this?
want to
Yeah.
like be a little bit louder than normal, just because I might edit these down, and OBS likes to make everyone who isn't me very quiet. But
Oh joy.
it's a lot of
Here we
fun.
go. Okay, is this?
Yeah, this will
is
work.
this
I
good? Oh, hold on, no.
oh. Anyway, someone requested that I play that Miles as a Robot jingle again, which let's see if I can turn it down a bit.
Miles is a robot.
Okay. Boop. All right. Say more words one last time.
Saying more words one last time. Hopefully this is good for you guys.
Yeah, that should be good. That's perfect. Thank you. Hello, welcome,
welcome.
Danny. We're playing Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright or whatever it's called. Have you ever played this one?
I haven't personally played it, but I've seen my friend play it.
Okay. We are, I assume, 70% of a way through this case. This is the third case in this game where Layton has turned to gold.
Oh, yeah.
And we believe right now, we know the butler is a girl. Nick thinks the butler is a witch, and the mail lady has just shown up, and they know some shit, and we're about to interrogate them. So, Civ, which character should we give to Danny? I feel like it's got to be one of those two.
It's up to Danny, I guess. 'Cause doesn't matter to me.
All right. Well, as they appear, you can pick whichever one. Also, chat, in case you're unaware, this is Janny Chambers, our very good friend.
Hi.
She plays Molly in Epithet Erased and Dahlia Hawthorne in the actual Ace Attorney dub.
Yes, hi. Hi, chat. I can't... Oh, I should probably open the chat.
Give her a mirror.
Oh boy. However, he was also a man.
Oh, you can see it, by the way, right? Like, over Discord, the screen.
No. Oh, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
you gotta
yes,
click
yes,
the screen share.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah.
However, he was also a man of admirable character who supported the townsfolk through his research. Why would anyone want to kill such a man? This question keeps haunting me, however much I think about it.
Witches need no reason behind their evil. That is what makes them witches.
Yeah, so you can be gender ambiguous butler or very high-pitched male girl.
I guess I could... This one, Gray Earl?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Gray.
All right.
Gray... Okay, yes.
Now, the defense may begin its interrogation.
Also, we have not played this game, so avoid spoilers.
Oh, okay, thank you for telling me, because I was about to be like, isn't it... Okay, sorry.
Master took me in, a complete stranger. I will forever be indebted to him. That's why I could never make an attempt on his life, through magic or otherwise.
Sir Beldick was a wonderful man. He's the one who recommended this line of work to me.
We've already been over these lines, but
Oh.
we're just gonna do it to give you a taste.
I don't remember them, so go for it.
Okay.
And he's the one who told me about it. The confidentiality obligation, I mean. I've never once broken it.
That sounds like something pressable or ruinable.
Lies.
Big ol' lies. Okay. Do I... Oh,
Who
whoops. I went one too far.
Whoops.
End of the road for testimony.
Oh yes, Bella.
Oh, everyone knows that Miss Greyer respected Sir Belduke. That's why it seems so inconceivable that she could be the killer.
She doesn't have any motive.
But the crime did take place. At this point, we probably need to do... what we probably need to do is look at this case from a different angle. Blah, blah, blah. None of this matters. Okay. Let's press. Let's get more of your sad story. How long has it been since you began serving Sir Belduke?
I suppose it would be 5 years now. Before that, I'd lost everything.
Oh, shit.
I had nothing and nobody left in this world. Oh, we did this already?
Good catch. No, my oh shit was, I double tapped instead, and, if I try to get the whole line out there so people can, like, read it in advance, but sometimes I go too fast or the line is shorter than expected and I just skip it by accident because you have to click it twice. You lost everything.
Gotcha.
That's when Master Belduke helped me. He kindly took me in and gave me work.
What did she go through before she started working for Belduke? Which school?
Later, when I was helping Master with his research, he even taught me how to read and write. I was able to live comfortably for so long, all because of Master.
I don't know much about Grey Earl. I'm more of a coffee guy, but she doesn't seem the type to kill someone. I didn't even read that. I was making my dumb joke.
She doesn't seem the type to kill someone she owes so much to. Everyone in this town knows you served Sir Belduke. Knows how you served. Okay, alright. Now, you may continue your testimony.
We're killing it.
Heck yeah.
All right, let's talk about your... God damn it. In some of the games, some of the later ones, you can like see the number of testimonies and when you're at the end.
Oh.
And I really like that feature because, like, they should at least change the button to be a different color or something. Like, I know it's gone up here, but if you're just zooming through, it's very easy. Hold it! You sound like a liar. The confidentiality obligation is a rule held among couriers. Is that right?
Yes! A courier must not disclose the contents of a letter, nor the names nor addresses of its sender and recipient. But I'll tell you confidentially that, I love gossiping, bad-mouthing people especially. So I wasn't confident I could keep it. The confidentiality obligation, I mean. I was tempted to talk about this and that.
To think that Belduke trusted her.
But then Sir Belduke spoke to me. He told me this. Think about how you'd feel if that person's place. And that got me thinking I really, really like to gossip, but when it comes to being gossiped about, people's messages are their secrets, and secrets must be kept.
Indeed. No one would want their letters to be publicly known.
She certainly did.
When I read words, I steal them.
Just like the very hungry caterpillar with letters off of a page.
Oh my god.
She's certainly determined when it comes to confidentiality. That's why she doesn't want to disclose. Oh, the seal is broken, though. Okay. That's why she doesn't want to disclose the addressee of Belduke's letter. I'm not going to
nosy.
Get it out of her. Boop, 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 boop.
I promise, Sir Belduke, and I'm going to keep it no matter what. The promise, I mean. It's something I can pride myself on, right?
No.
Oh.
Looks
You
like I have to
thought.
go through this again.
Yeah, that's one thing I hated. It's like after you go through the last testimony, they're like, "Oh, you want to go through this again? Okay,
No,
got it."
I'm good, man. All right. Which Ace Attorneys have you played, Danny?
All of them except this one. I've watched a playthrough of it of a good friend of mine. But everything else I played.
I gave the bottle, didn't I? Well, I deserve this.
You
Drink on the job. Whoops.
Bruh.
Sometimes the person playing this game is very stupid. Do a save state just in case I do that 3 more times somehow. The seal
happens.
the seal is broken. No, that's not it. Okay.
Yeah, because the letter ended up getting to the storyteller, right?
I guess, yeah. Well, I'm gonna load that state then. God damn it! Ugh. The worst thing about playing on the emulator is to advance dialogue. It is the exact same place you need to press to do shit, so.
Yep.
Slow the fuck down. What do you mean slow the fuck down? That one was what I wanted to do. Okay. So I could never make an attempt on his life through magic or otherwise. That doesn't really sound like something I can contradict. Man, complete stranger, forever indebted to him. Sir Belduke was a wonderful man. He's the... Tell me about this. What did you do before this? Were you a witch? Do you mean you became a courier because of Sir Belduke?
That's right. I was also what do you call it? An orphan. I've been stealing bread or apples and such from stores and shops to survive. I was known far and wide among the traders in the shopping area. I was famous, or rather, infamous.
Was she stealing from Mrs. Eclair, too? Jeez.
And one day, Miss Grayle took me there, to Sir Belduke's residence, I mean. Sir Belduke helped me. He helped me to find a suitable job.
And so you became a courier?
Yes! See, I only had one real skill. I'm light-footed. At first, I didn't take it seriously. The job, I mean. I didn't care about work. But then I realized that it's not so bad to be useful, you know, to other people. So, I owe him a lot too, you see. Sir Belduke, I mean.
What a heartwarming story.
I think the judge just wiped a tear away with the rim of his hood.
The more you hear about Sir Belduke, the more obvious it will become that no one had any reason to want to kill him.
It sure does seem that way. But why would Maya kill him? I'm a sociopath, Nick!
He never did anything for me.
Okay, what? Actually,
Is this the second part of the trial or first one?
I believe
This
it's
is
the
the second part
half.
of the trial, I believe.
I
Yeah.
don't
Oh, okay, okay.
I
I'm trying
don't
to catch up, sorry.
know where I should go from here, even, because I didn't hear any dinglies. I guess I haven't pressed this one. I love that Birdley is still just here for some reason.
He's still here, just looking pretty.
You're claiming you had no reason to kill Sir Belduke.
Yes, you can ask whomever you wish, and I'm sure they will say the name.
Long pot. You had no reason to kill him. Beat. Yes.
This is like
That
this
is
real
so
bad. My internet sucks.
That's Civ.
You got it. I did. I read the line. It got
Oh.
8. It is widely known that Jean Grail was devoted to serving Sir Belduke. It's difficult to imagine that she could brutally murder her respected master.
Indeed, I am of the same opinion. I have visited Sir Belduke on several occasions to inquire about this piece of evidence or that, and I must say I felt there was a strong bond of trust between him and Miss Grail.
Do you still think you can come up with a motive?
No.
John Grail's motive for murder?
Grail risked a lot to conjure up a small portal in a wall, and then she killed Sir Belduke. But what motive did she have? Okay, oh boy. It's just another motive. I don't think think he died on purpose. I think she was trying to...
I don't think he's even dead.
Yeah, alright. I understand. The defense will present evidence. I will I? Okay. That's not what I clicked.
Evidence for alright, show me.
Oh, wait. What?
What's this about, Sir Blue Knight?
Sir Belduke's life was taken that day. That's a fact. However, was this actually the culprit's true objective?
Objection. Smack. What? This is nonsense. Sir Belduke was murdered. What other possible reason could there be besides someone wanting him dead?
I'm fairly positive this piece of evidence will lead us to the culprit's real motive. Yes! Is it the letter?
Very well, defense. Present evidence.
It has to be the letter, right? Like, nothing else is relevant. Unless...
You know what? Hold on.
Yeah?
Did the mail girl say that she ended up giving the letter directly to Belduke?
No, she took it from him.
She took it from him. I'm thinking that maybe when they bumped into each other, Jean might have taken it somehow.
Hmm?
I think it's the letter.
Okay.
Take that!
Yeah. Miss Grail had no reason for wanting to kill Sir Belduke. However, there was another incident that night, which is related to this case. And I have an idea what it was. I'm glad you do, Phoenix.
Another incident.
I'm referring to this letter. Sir Belduke wrote a letter shortly before his death, yet all we have here are some blank sheets of parchment.
I go to the crime scenes. I eat the letters.
I have a fascination with... Oh, fascinating. Are you saying maybe a witch used some kind of ink-removing magic on that letter, Mr. Wright?
That is completely possible given this setting. No.
You are stupid.
Oh. The spell used by the witch was, of course, Godor. Let's go over the state of the crime scene one more time. As we know from Miss Mailer's testimony, the letter was in a letterbox next to the victim's head.
Ah, yes, it's in the sketch as well. The letterbox is on the far side of the shelf.
The point of note is the location of that letterbox.
Unbelievable.
What is? I haven't gotten. As Inquisitor Barnum seems to have known. Why don't you tell the court what you've noticed, Inquisitor Barnum? I am flying by the seat of my fucking pants here.
Exactly.
The letterbox.
That's what this whole case feels like.
Is within reach of the small portal conjured by the witch behind the painting on the wall.
Oh, indeed it is.
And, as Sir Belduke's butler, you would have known exactly where he keeps his letters.
Indeed, Master Belduke would always keep his letters in that letterbox before posting them.
You mentioned no such thing.
I mean, why
Did
would
you think it was important?
Yeah, why would she?
Oh, she's got a little braid in the back. That's so cute.
Miss Grail, you created a portal with Godor, not with the intention of killing Sir Belduke. You were after this letter, weren't you?
That's merely wild conjecture. I didn't even know where that letter... Oh, I didn't even know about the letter at the time.
sorry.
You didn't. Now that's very strange.
Sad.
When Miss
baby.
When Miss Mailer came by that night, Sir Belduke was busy writing that letter. And that's when you entered, carrying a bottle of tomato juice. There's no way you wouldn't have known what your master was writing that your master was writing a letter to someone. And you could have known even more than that. For instance, perhaps you knew what he was writing about.
That's enough. I served Master Belduke as his butler. I would have never pried into his private affairs. Whatever it is he wrote about in his final letter to the storyteller, it is no concern of mine.
Your Honor.
Yes, defense.
I'd like Miss Grayer's last statement to be added to her testimony.
Any objections, Inquisitor Barnum?
No, my lord. She said it. She said it the name.
Very well. Nope, can't make that. Doesn't make any sense. Very well, witness. Include what you just told.
Sheena!
As you wish, my lord.
Oh, God.
I had no reason to take his life nor steal his letter to the storyteller.
Apparently, this is wrong!
What? What
Hey,
the
I'm
hell?
gonna get started on a cup of tea. You guys have fun for a minute.
Okay.
No! Alright. I guess take over Civ's characters until...
Alright.
I guess I'll press you. Let me get this straight. You didn't know anything about the victim's letter.
That's right. I believe I've said as much already.
Then, how did you know? Oh, it's a press and not a present. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
How did you know it was addressed to the storyteller? I saw the envelope. Oh, well, shit. Then fuck.
Indeed.
Why don't you answer his question, witness?
It's true this letter is addressed to the storyteller. But when did you find out about it?
I have spoken about the murder with many people over the past 3 months.
Hang on! Excuse me, Miss Mailer.
Sir!
I thought I caught her off guard, but it's her screech that caught me off guard. Is there perhaps anything you'd like to add to Miss Grayer's testimony?
No, not really.
In that case, let me ask you a different question. Did you tell Miss Grayer about Sir Belduke's letter?
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
Oh. Do not beat around the bush, witness. Answer the question.
If I may briefly interrupt.
Huh?
I am testifying right now. If you wish to question Miss Mailer, please do so once you have finished interrogating me.
She's not going to let me question Mailer from the looks of it, not that she has any right to do that. And if she's so keen to prevent
Right.
her from answering, this might just be a critical point in the testimony. I've got to find another way of fishing for that information.
Witnesses.
Phoenix Wright in the diabolical country boots.
Okay. Alright, in that case, I'm going to keep pressing this and see what she talks about at the end.
Okay. Run, do that. I will say, in this game, the judge is a little more competent than
Yeah, I
in
like
the
this
previous
judge.
game.
Yeah. Keep going.
Okay, yeah.
Everyone has been very kind to me. They have also told me all sorts of things. I must have heard about it from someone at some point.
Well, that incident was certainly much talked about. Would you not agree, defense?
Does her testimony hold together? There's a contradiction.
Mm-hmm.
There's a huge contradiction in Mr. Grayer's testimony.
Oh, you are becoming very predictable, Sir Blue Knight.
Uh-oh.
Oh God, put the sword away! Put it away! There is a contradiction. I hope you have the evidence to prove it.
Here's my chance. There's only one way to expose this contradiction. I mean, the letter wasn't opened until literally yesterday, so she wouldn't have been able to
Right.
know that at all. I'm gonna save scum. Badoop. I'll present evidence. What should it be? I got 100 hint coins. I can't present evidence. I can't present evidence. The defense has no intention of presenting evidence.
What?
My proof that there is a contradiction cannot be found in the court record.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright?
The professor pointed it out to me in the previous witch trial. In this court, an attorney's arsenal isn't limited to the court record.
Have a gun, Mr. Wright. Each of the witnesses in this trial has given their own account of what occurred. Therefore, whenever one witness has testified...
Oh, shit!
The other this is a flashback. The other remaining witnesses have listened. Should one witness's testimony differ from another... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Jesus Christ, you guys got a lot done.
I suppose
Yeah, we finished the whole case and we did everything.
I suppose that in itself can also be considered a contradiction, can it not? Why did you limit me from talking to the other girl in the first? This feels unnecessary.
Yeah. Can I say your Layton impression? Holy balls, that is like on point.
Thank you. It's one of the reasons I wanted to do this game.
It's amazing. I'm like, holy crap, he sounds just like the guy.
It's like he's in the room.
Oh my god.
Not that you'd ever be able to tell he was in the room because he's so tiny.
Juxtaposing contradictory testimonies from different witnesses is the key. Miss Grey Earl.
What?
Your testimony contradicts another one that we've already heard in this court today. What? Oh, this is interesting. Okay.
Oh, you have to pick which testament. Okay.
This one.
Objection!
Who? That's adorable.
I forgot about that.
It's. I was like, who is that other voice? Just and Aspella's helping too.
That is adorable.
Oh my god.
I'm only doing this so I can get a look at... I'm doing this so I can get a good look at the professor's perfect butt.
It was a single word that gave you away, Miss Grey Earl.
What do you mean by that?
The name of the recipient. There were only a few people who knew the intended recipient of that letter. 4 people, to be precise.
Only 4 people.
First, there was Sir Belduke, the author of the letter. Then there was Miss Mailer, who delivered it, except an owl delivered it, so that's not true. And of course, the storyteller, its recipient. As well as one more person. The one who stole the letter, using a portal spell, and swapped it with the blank sheets of parchment. The witch.
Sir! Maybe I did. Maybe I spilled the beans about the letter. I mean, maybe I told the butler.
You did not.
Well, because you see, me and the butler are sort of friends. And it was about our dear Sir Belduke. I feel like I might have told her about it after all. See? If I did, that's how she knew about the recipient, I mean.
Objection! No. Shut. I understand that you were friends with Miss Grey Earl, and you want to help her out. But I've got a piece of evidence, Miss Mailer. You shouldn't lie, even for a friend.
Damn straight.
Remember your testimony. You told us about the courier's duty to keep the details of letters confidential. And you have also testified that you've never broken that obligation, remember?
I lied.
But, hold on, just a minute. As the victim's butler, Jean Grey Earl, you've had a chance to catch a glimpse of the envelope.
Fucking this whole time, Luke just sitting there like, the mailer didn't deliver it. It was an owl. Monkey reaction doll gif. No, she didn't. When Miss Mailer came with the delivery, Sir Belduke was still writing that letter. In fact, he was in the middle of it. And at that time, the letter had not been addressed yet. Addressed, whatever. It had not been addressed. And the next morning, when the body was discovered, that letter was already in the mailbox. Keep in mind, that letter was already in the mailbox. That's epithet dialogue. Keep in mind that Miss Grey Earl would have had no opportunity to see it then either.
Is that so? She went to report the crime without even setting foot in the study.
And then Miss Mailer appeared and retrieved the letter. Needless to say, Miss Grayerl couldn't have learned of the letter's recipient afterwards. Or maybe you have a good explanation, Miss Grayerl. I'd very much like to hear one. Can you please tell the court how you found out the recipient's name?
Mr. Wright,
Yes?
do you remember what I said when I called to the witness stand?
Yes?
At the heart of alchemy lies the pursuit of rules and logic that govern nature. You have demonstrated the power of your own logic.
Miss Grayerl.
Are you saying?
Yes, I confess. The abhorrent witch who used the spell Godor to swap the contents of that letter, and who took the life of Master Belduke.
Someone in chat, vote John, she self-reported.
It was none other than I.
Oh, great.
Graham!
I assume this is the case where we're supposed to start feeling really bad for the witches and go to change town for their sake.
Oh, is it still her?
This has to be her.
Yes.
I was an only child, born to a poor family. I've been a witch since I was very little. But when did I become aware of it? I don't remember. Although I was but a young child, I knew that being a witch was a crime. That's why I hid my witch's scepter and couldn't use magic at all.
What, are you born with the scepter?
That's what I was about to say, like, girl?
My father worked as a bricklayer. He toiled every day, but we could hardly make ends meet. One winter day, we couldn't afford to pay the rent. We were going to lose the house. My mother was in tears, and my father was sitting with his head down, wordless.
Solid read there, in-game voice actor.
Sweet.
That day, I suddenly remembered about the witch's scepter that I had hidden.
The Goldo spell.
I thought I'd try it just once.
Turn your parents to gold?
Casting the spell. Uh-oh. But at that time, I had no idea what an irreversible mistake that would be. Even though no one told me, I knew from the very beginning what magic I was able to use.
Cute.
Aww.
Oh no, it is the goat.
What should I turn to gold? I was thinking about it really hard, the little girl I was.
Your dad is a bricklayer. Just turn bricks into bullion.
Right? Why are you making this complicated? Something that would stand out. That would be taken for a work of art. Then I decided. I chose the pretty green leaf that had fallen into our garden.
Oh, Goldor.
But it wasn't the right thing to do after all. I was terribly punished for using magic, even just the once.
Punished? In what way were you punished?
I placed the leaf down in the back garden and cast a spell. But then Margaret suddenly walked in front of me.
Margaret?
My closest
wait, is your friend
childhood
a goat?
friend.
It's the goat.
Oh, okay.
Margaret, right before my eyes, she was turned into gold.
Oh, dear me.
I screamed and cried out, but I knew I couldn't ask anyone for help. If anyone had seen it, they would have known it was the work of magic, and I knew Margaret wasn't coming back.
That's terrible.
Then my mother and father's faces flashed before my eyes. We may have been very poor, but we were always happy together. I had been captured as a witch. Had I been captured as a witch, I feared my parents probably wouldn't be safe either. That thought tormented me more than anything, and so I made the decision. I decided to end my own life.
Whoa.
Oh my god. Damn,
But
girl.
I fucking floated.
God damn it, Civ.
I threw myself into the river near the town. It was winter and the water was as cold as ice. I couldn't even move. It was painful. My conscience started drifting away.
Fishing in the river for witch girls.
What a haul today!
The next thing I knew, I was in Master Belduke's residence. He risked his own life jumping into the freezing river to save me. I burst into tears and told him everything. I didn't want to go back home. I would only end up causing my parents grief. Master Belduke listened to me without interrupting, and then he told me this.
You can stay here, but from now on, you must live as a boy.
Master Belduke met with my parents and explained everything to them.
Okay, that's good. I was gonna say, her parents are still alive. Maybe give her back.
Yeah. They were very sad, but they agreed it would be best if I didn't return home.
Poor Miss Greer. That must have been so awful for her.
Master bought the house for my parents so they wouldn't have to worry about paying rent anymore.
Oh, that's nice of him.
That's nice. Yeah.
As for Margaret turned into gold, he brought her to his residence. He knew that if anyone saw her, they would report an incident of witchcraft.
And this Miss Margaret, is she still in that golden state?
Yes, she is.
That's strange. We've received no reports of anyone by that name having gone missing.
Margaret is being kept in the basement under Master's study.
The basement? Girl, just say it's a goat. You're really digging yourself deeper.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this Margaret, is she a...
Yes, my dear friend, was a goat that we were keeping at our house.
Goat?
Until then, Master Belduke had mainly been researching medicine, but since the incident with Margaret, he became known as an alchemist.
So that's when he became an alchemist. I was wondering why the goat was the only thing not covered in dust.
Oh, whoops.
That's how I started a new life as Master Belduke's butler.
Sir Belduke would sometimes work as a physician, curing the townspeople of their illnesses. As his assistant, you have also shown commitment to helping the townspeople through your work.
I forgot about being a witch and was able to live happily, at peace with everyone. I thought I could stay like that forever.
But those peaceful days came to an abrupt end. Tell us, what in the world was the cause?
Even I am not quite sure what led to this. However, it all started 3 months ago with that lightning strike.
Oh yeah, that's right.
God, that shit's so cool. He had a ponytail?
Oh, ponytail.
Oh, hey, Master Belduke.
Hey, Mr. Belduke!
Master Belduke and I were on our way back home carrying specimens for experiments. An old bell tower appeared in the flames. Everyone who saw it was stupefied.
You know, you don't get to use your make tower spell very often. But...
Yeah.
But the expression on Master Belduke's face was unlike anything I'd seen before.
What do you mean?
His face was pale and twisted in sheer terror. He was shaking violently. It wasn't just astonishment at an unusual phenomenon. It seemed as if he was afraid of something more concrete.
Contradiction there. Concrete hasn't been invented yet. Perhaps Sir Belduke
She's a witch.
saw something that
Burner,
others
burner.
couldn't.
He cancelled his experiments for that night and began writing a letter to someone.
A letter? Oh, oops.
Oh,
Tomato juice.
words.
He was writing feverishly as if he were possessed. I saw some things. A few words in that letter. Expose everything. Cannot keep the secret any longer. The truth about the witch.
I assume they're talking about Bezella.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's something I'm gonna confess.
That I was a witch.
Ah.
Everything went black in front of my eyes.
You know who I hope we run into again is Carmine Accidenti.
Carmine!
It will never forget the feeling that overwhelmed me at that moment.
Is that when you decided to commit the crime?
What I did first was accidentally singe a part of the wall in my room. It was an excuse to repaint that section of the wall green.
Then you also painted the wall behind that painting in Sir Belduke's study. We still don't have an answer for the powder.
Yep.
And when that fateful night came...
It's powdered witch. What do you think they do with the ashes when they pull the Iron Maiden up from the fire?
No! I used a syringe to inject
We've been calling it a sleepy
soporific?
sleep.
Inject a sleepy sleep through the cork into the bottle of tomato juice. So many thoughts were running through my head as I wished Master a good night. I opened the portal behind him. He was right there in front of me, asleep. I reached for the letter in the box, taking care not to wake him. And then I happened to notice the name of the envelope. Storyteller. That dude. When I read that name, the world all around me turned black once more. It's impossible to avoid what is written by the storyteller. It seemed as if I could hear the doors to all escape routes shutting closed. It was the sound of despair. I would like you to believe me, that the thought of taking Master Belduke's life never once occurred to me. I only planned to steal that letter and then disappear. But as I looked upon Master sleeping there in front of me, at that moment, I felt an evil presence awaken within me. Why did he save my life? And why did he betray me? Before I realized what I was doing, my hands were clutching his neck. He didn't move at all, so I kept on clenching his neck. That's it. That's the truth about what happened 3 months ago.
Damn.
Amir wasn't listening. Can you say that all again?
God dang it.
Birdley's just crying his fucking eyes out. There's just one thing I fail to understand.
2 seconds.
Yes?
You said you wanted to run away once you had stolen the letter. Yet, despite that, you continued to live in Sir Belduke's residence, and now here you stand. Why did you not run away?
My life had been thrown away into disarray due to the absurdity of magic. I had learned all about alchemy living at Master's residence. Alchemy is concerned with the logic that governs the world. I wanted to believe that there truly was such a thing. So I stayed in that place hoping to one day see the irrational nature of magic overcome by the power of reason.
Magic being overcome by reason.
That night, I swapped the letter with blank sheets of parchment and waited for the sun to rise.
Which I could have done without killing him.
I know! Oh! I resolved to wait for the day when my true identity could be exposed to reason and logic. Master's death remained a mystery for 3 months, and people started to lose interest. And then you appeared, Mr. Wright.
That's me!
On the day you visited the residence, I was listening to your conversation from the other room. Has the time finally come for me? My heart was racing with anticipation.
Chad is like, he wasn't reacting to being strangled. He was already dead. No, guys, he was knocked out with the sleeping drug. Remember? We went over this.
He was asleep. Then, a few minutes after everyone entered the room, an unbelievable incident took place.
That incident?
A witch appeared in Master's study.
What?
What?
I wanted to get a good look at the witch, so I created a portal in the wall behind the painting. Precisely at that moment...
Goldor!
Oh, yeah.
The witch used one of her very spells that I can use too. When I heard those words, a single thought flashed through my mind. This is my chance. I could dispose of my witch's scepter. I knew at the time what kind of a witch the Inquisition would be looking for.
A witch that can use...
So I pinned it on Maya. Really not a bad idea.
A witch that can use Famalia and Goldor. Maya's just like,
Oh yeah, I totally saw her throwing that thing through the portal. Did I not mention that?
Maya, Jesus.
Kill her.
Damn it.
You know what? Throw her in the fire. Grey Earl, you can be my assistant.
It's
Wonderful.
It occurred to me that I only needed to change one of the magic gems.
Oh, shit, sorry.
I had previously something. I realized that if I swapped the Goldor magic gem for my amethyst, I could pin the blame for my crime on that other witch.
I wasn't older, you bitch. So you changed one of the gems and threw the witch's scepter into that room. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Oh, wait. Oh, ha! Wait a minute, Jean Grey. This statement of yours is highly problematic.
What you talking about, Barnum?
I'm going to be cancelled.
How so, Inquisitor Barnum?
Yes, you are right.
Can someone explain to me what this is about?
I am a witch indeed. A sinful creature that killed the person to whom she owed her life. However, regarding the gentleman standing next to you, Mr. Wright...
Golden amiibo.
He may have fallen victim to a witch, but that witch was not me.
Ah. Oh. Wait. What?
Wasn't me.
It was Maya.
Order! Order! Order in the court! What? What is the meaning of this?
Oh, okay, no, the stream thing for us paused a moment. Jean Grey admits to killing Sir Belduc, but not to turning Sir Layton into gold. That is the gist of it, my lord. We get to roast 2 witches today.
Lying about it is meaningless.
Lying?
Just being a witch is a crime in itself. And the punishment for that crime is the same, regardless of whether she took one person's life or 2. That's why there's no point in lying about it. I'm sure that's what the judge is thinking.
Grey Earl is still claiming she never laid a finger on the professor. But if there's no point in lying, does that mean she must be telling us the truth?
So in that case, who's responsible for what happened to the professor? If it wasn't her, then who was it?
Me!
Mind if I say something?
Yes! Shut up!
God, I hate him so much.
Take a hint, witness. Does it feel like this is the right moment for you to talk?
Yeah, well, that's kind of why I was staying quiet until now. But I either say it now or never. I'm a witch.
I'm a witch.
Don't simply fall silent after saying that. It only makes it weigh on my mind more. Whatever did you want to say? Oi, Bluey.
Yes?
I need to make sure about something. My head's not what it used to be, you know.
Gee, I wonder why.
The alchemist butler, lady butler.
You don't need to specify.
She slipped sleep medicine into his drink.
That's correct. She laced his tomato juice with it.
And then she strangled the alchemist afterwards.
Yes, Sir Belduc was unconscious from the sleep medication, so he didn't, something.
So what if it actually is poisoned and he was technically dead even before she strangled him?
Oops.
Ooh.
And that explains why we found no signs of a struggle at the crime scene.
Yeah, about that. I ate the signs of struggle. I let it slip earlier about what I did at the crime scene, right? I told you that, had a few sips of that juice.
And the sleepy mixed and made you sleep like a log. Yes, we remember.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. This is just between us, okay? You see, when I appropriated that juice, the juice bottle was, well, still unopened.
It was unopened?
And my throat was parched and I wasn't thinking straight. A brand new bottle was just there, waiting for me with a corkscrew conveniently laid next to it. Couldn't just let that go to waste.
I swiftly pulled out the cork and got to drinking.
What?
So, in case you don't get what I'm getting at, the alchemist didn't have a single drop of the juice with the sleepy sleep.
Huh. What?
Witness, you went to the trouble of opening a bottle found at a crime scene just to drink its suspicious contents?
Oh, I'm bad. That's what I've been telling you. I was dying of thirst, much like that other guy who I assumed also died of thirst.
That doesn't justify what you've done.
I'm so fucking mad!
I feel like he's about to yeet something off of his bench or something every time he does that.
The Inquisition shall deal with this witness after the trial. He will I'll kill you. However, let us not waste any more time with him now. The witch has confessed to her crimes. There is no need to investigate Sir Belduke's death any further. I want barbecue right now!
Indeed, you are right, Inquisitor. Her role in the Sir Layton incident is not entirely clear. But a person who kills her protector, to whom she owes her very life, can be nothing other than a witch. The court has sufficient grounds to sentence her as such.
Bro, are you not listening?
Belduke didn't...
Yeah.
Belduke didn't drink the juice that night. And if that's true, there's one thing here that doesn't add up.
Yeah, no, sorry, I'm reading a comment in chat where someone's talking about the prosecutor Dagyakt and Simon smashing his leg on the pew and how that destroyed me. Mr. Wright!
Oh,
I have something
have
to
you
say.
played that one yet?
No,
we're doing
so
those
excited
after
to play
this.
that. We're unreasonably excited to get into those.
Once I have played those two games, I will have played every Ace Attorney game.
It's amazing. You'll love it. Okay, sorry. Go.
I'm sure there's a contradiction lurking in that man's testimony.
You think so, Luke?
Can I really turn a blind eye to that? No, obviously. Mister.
I'm gonna grab my tea.
You're saying you opened the tomato juice bottle, but that claim contradicts a certain piece of evidence.
Dun dun dun.
Does it?
Wait, what?
What?
Defense, I'd like a word with you.
Yes, Your Honor?
At this point, your client's innocence has already been established. Therefore, whether there is a contradiction in that man's testimony or not should no longer be any of your concern.
That may be so, Your Honor. But even though I'm here to defend the accused, the true duty of any attorney is to uncover the truth behind what happened. My job's not done until there are no more contradictions left.
Bam.
Very well.
Die.
Pew, pew.
Sir Blue Knight, let us hear about this contradiction you have discovered.
The bottle was first opened by that guy, meaning Belduke didn't drink any of it.
Belduke?
That means there should be one piece of evidence that should be very difficult to explain.
I would like to hear about this contradiction too. The defense shall present evidence!
It's the blood dripping from his mouth. Okay, I guess.
Yeah.
The contradiction can be seen in one of the sketches of the crime scene. In one of the sketches? They're really good. Who did these? Who did these? Amazing.
Who did? They should do my family portrait.
It was I.
We'll all end up dead.
You see.
Tiny Layton has masterful grip of that pen.
Mine.
He uses his whole body.
My unique perspective and my golf pencil allow me to sketch things in ways no one else can.
Please take a look at Sir Belduke's mouth. We can see a line of red liquid trickling down from his mouth.
Yes, well, we have already established that it was the tomato. Oh,
I meant tomato, by the way. Exactly, Your Honor. Sir Belduke didn't drink any of the tomato juice that night.
Which means there's only one other possibility. That red line is, as we thought first of all, blood.
Did you not check?
Apparently not.
I don't think they can figure it out when they live
You
in
can
bumfuck
smell
Medina.
it! It's blood!
Sir Belduke must have tried to fight back the assailant and bit his tongue in doing so.
What?
No, like,
Bruh.
Did he have a bit tongue? Did you look? Did you check? Unfortunately,
No.
that would only bring us back to the problem we encountered earlier.
Earlier?
If the victim had put up a fight, then there should have been traces of a struggle at the crime scene, and yet no such traces were found. That's what made you assume the witch must have used Famalia.
Yeah, yes, that is so.
As I explained before, Master Belduke didn't struggle at all at the time. But when I think about it now, in light of new information, it was very unnatural.
The victim didn't drink the sleepy sleep, yet didn't struggle.
But what in the... What does this mean? If it's not tomato juice nor blood brought about through a struggle with the murderer, then what else could it be?
Witch juice.
I was literally gonna say witch juice.
Since it's not tomato juice, we have to assume it's blood after all.
Yeah, right, it's gotta be that.
Wait, is it literally just the thing of poison he has been pouring this whole time?
Possibly.
We have ruled out the possibility that the victim bit his tongue while struggling with the attacker.
Yeah, big twist there.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Then there's gotta be a different reason for that blood being there. He must have suffered internal bleeding that was somehow connected to his death. But what could have caused it? Your Honor,
He got punched in the tum-tum.
if I may ask one question.
A question? To whom?
If I just clarify this one suspicion, I may be able to explain the blood shown in the sketch. That's why I need to question one person in particular. I mean, I feel like it's Amir. Right?
I
go
would
for it.
say.
Yeah.
Mister, can I ask you something?
Yeah? Don't give me that scary look, Bluey. I know nothing. Nothing at all. I've got nothing to tell.
Meter's wrong, skipping it. Our rule with Birdley is that anytime his couplets don't rhyme or the meter doesn't match up from line to line, we skip his dialogue.
Oh, good, sweet.
He'd be better off without that bard.
Yes.
You drank the tomato juice that was at the crime scene, right?
Don't keep asking me about that over and over again. So what if I did?
Did you drink anything else there?
I drank his blood. I'm a vampire.
Should we be concerned? No, vampires are perfectly legal in Labyrinthia.
Perfectly.
Oh, of course.
In fact, I am a vampire myself.
What?
Not fully.
Then I
On
have
my
another.
mother's side, don't mind it.
I have another question for you. Did anything else disappear from the crime scene that day?
Bruh, I'm gonna need you to stop pouring for a minute.
Nah, I didn't notice anything.
Objection! I'm killing you! My sword is out! Let's go! Witness, just what have you done this time? You look like a dog caught making a mess on the carpet.
What are you looking at me like? I don't know anything about going missing. I'm innocent. Please believe me.
No!
Alright. Looks like my gut. I think that one actually did track, but fuck it.
Yeah, I did, a little bit.
Looks like my gut feeling was right. He took something from the crime scene. Something that could directly... Wouldn't it be funny if he just, like, produced Margaret from his pocket and Grey was like, you motherfucker!
How the hell did you...
Something that could be directly connected to that red liquid around Belduke's mouth.
What on earth did that man steal from the crime scene?
A certain item disappeared from the crime scene that day.
It's unreal that they think they can get away with just having those things completely visible on the character designs, and
they're
think
not-
that you just forget it.
For the most part, that's a purposeful hint. The DLC case in Justice for All is actually the only case to be like, you are really bad about that. Like, the minute a character shows up, it's like, oh, you're the murderer, obviously. And then that case is just bad. Which is a bummer. It's highly likely the item is right in front of our very eyes.
What? It's here?
Isn't that right, mister?
Is it? I have no idea.
Defender, I order you to show us what this item is. The item that this witness took from the crime scene.
This is too much.
I wonder what it could be.
His nose!
His little nose tiny ass nose.
This is my head now.
Skull and crossbones.
It's this bottle.
The bottle?
Miss Grey Earl, I'd like you to clarify something for me.
What would that be, Mr. Wright?
Sir Belduke was working on creating certain medicines. He had various dangerous substances in his possession as well. How were they stored?
Master kept them in a locked medicine cabinet. The bottles were labeled so that it was clear that they were dangerous. They have all been confiscated.
As for those labels, did they resemble the label on that guy's bottle?
Mister, what are you doing with the product of Master's research?
It's not what you think. I didn't have any evil intentions or nothing.
I feel like if I weren't reading for this character, I'd hate the shit out of him, but the fact that we're voicing
absolutely.
him makes him way more fun.
No, you're giving him about 20 points of charm.
Yes.
That bottle belonged to Master, and it was used to store strong poison. Poison strong enough to kill.
Can you be arrested for stealing from a crime scene? I mean, in real life, absolutely.
Yes.
But, like, doing shit like that or perjury never really seems to get you in trouble in Ace Attorney.
Nah.
Poison?
What?
The red liquid trickling down Sir Belduke's mouth was definitely blood. Now, as for what caused him to bleed like that from the mouth, it was the deadly poison from the bottle this guy stole from the crime scene.
This is outrageous!
What? Order! 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 Whoa. Did you expect me to just keep quiet? It was poison! Poison? Am I gonna die?
Yes! Get him!
I mean, one way or another, you'll be dead by the end of the day.
Just wait and see. Time will tell.
Yeah, I guess.
More importantly, I want to know why you have that bottle.
He's been drinking that for like a month then.
I think it was empty, and he's been using it as a beer bottle since then.
I see.
Okay.
Well, that's, remember how I told you I drank the alchemist's tomato juice?
Indeed, it's not something easy to forget, especially having heard it several times.
Well, that was where I saw it on the floor. This bottle right here. It was totally empty. And I thought, you know, such a fancy-looking bottle and all. I'm a bit of a skull fancier. They have this air of danger about them, right?
They certainly
so
do.
Freaking stupid.
His hairstyle keeps reminding me of Pianta's from Mario Sunshine.
Sunshine.
He looks like Pesce.
I'm a chuckster.
Yes. Boo.
Bleeb. So, since it was there and I was there too, I felt we were kind of meant for each other. I thought, this bottle's so classy, I could die for it.
You will.
And you will.
Yeah.
Had any poison been left in the bottle, you would have died instantly. But if it was empty, it was probably harmless.
Ooh, hear that? I'm gonna live! Good thing I rinsed it well before use.
Oh damn, that means this guy killed himself.
I mean, I think someone
That's kind of lame.
I mean, that sucks too.
Well, he would know not to drink from poison, dude.
I assume it's the powder, and I assume someone did it to him, but yeah, possibly.
But if the victim was killed by poison, that raises a new question, of course.
Who could have poisoned him?
Considering all the evidence and the testimonies we've heard today, the answer is so close I can taste it. Sir Belduke was poisoned by, I mean, it's not those two, so it is himself. It was, of course, Sir Belduke himself.
Sir Belduke himself?
Aw. That portrait is really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir that's not my voice. Excuse me. Sir Belduke took that poison of his own will. His death was suicide.
Damn.
This is literally Justin McElroy's King character from that Worthy Kids bit that's King Quest, only more drunk.
Have this apple covered in a skull.
I got some...
Wait, hold on. Wasn't the original, like, cause of death suicide even before?
I don't think so. I think they initially thought it was a witch, and they were like, well, we can't solve that witch. We'll come back to it later.
I thought it was suicide.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Think about it, Inquisitor. Yeah, someone in chat. Ah, so in that case, Jan is innocent of murder. Ah, well, still a witch, time to die. Yeah, I assume this is supposed to be a really sad case, and they're gonna kill her anyway. And we're gonna be like, what? Dude, no. We have to stop witch murders. Think about it, Inquisitor.
Please.
That would explain the most unnatural aspect of his death.
The most unnatural aspect.
Miss Grey Earl, when you were strangling Sir Belduke, he put up no fight whatsoever, is that correct?
Ah, shoot, sorry.
Until today, I was convinced it was due to the sleep medicine.
It wasn't, because he didn't take any. The truth is, when you gripped his throat, Sir Belduke was already dead. He had poisoned himself. Do Layton games usually get this dark? No, but Ace Attorney ones do.
Yeah.
I don't think Layton has any instances of suicide, and most deaths in the Layton series are from silly
Luke's here,
nonsense.
Luke's there sitting on his little chair like,
What does that mean?
I mean, okay, by this point, chronologically, Luke has seen some shit, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But would the poison have caused him to bleed from his mouth?
I personally know of no poison that works instantly and causes such symptoms.
Oh, you don't? I can't just tell them that it happens on TV all the time.
There are certain plants in the area that contain a highly poisonous substance. In the course of his research, Master Belduke found a way to extract that poison.
What am I hearing? Is there really such a dangerous plant in Labyrinthia?
Yeah, dude, plants will kill you.
Bruh.
The poison is very bitter to taste, so it would be impossible to secretly sip into someone's food or drink. And it would cause internal damage. It is a very powerful poison. Drinking it would induce a most painful death.
And to think Sir Belduke could.
What? Did Sir Belduke really choose such an agonizing death for himself? It doesn't seem like he suffered that much.
I would like to know too.
Miss Grey Earl.
You mean to say Master killed himself after exposing me as a witch? I cannot believe it. He wouldn't just commit suicide.
Indeed, we cannot take such a theory at face value.
Die! I know I keep making that joke every time we see that animation, but it's always funny to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
I dare say he would have left a suicide note.
I can't say why Sir Belduke committed suicide, but I think there's a piece of evidence that can confirm his suicide was a possibility.
There is a piece of evidence like that.
If you have such evidence, you ought to present it to the court immediately. Present the evidence indicating that Sir Belduke's death could have been suicide.
You'd think it would be the letter because it's a suicide note, but well, let's look. I'm not sure of that. Okay, let's take a look. There's some powder. The letter's right. You think he would leave it in front of himself if it were a suicide note, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My gut says the letter, but I feel like that's wrong. Okay, well, it's not this. It's not this. Let's take a look. Could have been a suicide. Nothing there will help. That hand, that finger, like, oh, there's no way the staff could have made its way around the finger is, like, still the dumbest part of this case.
Very dumb.
I'm glad I skipped that with a hint coin. I mean, it's gotta be the letter.
Might it have been the summoning circle?
Maybe, but, like, I think it's the letter. I've got 2 HP left. Let's try the letter.
Go with the gut.
That's Sir Belduke's letter. Let's see, it was addressed to the storyteller, wasn't it?
This is the last letter written by Sir Belduke. Now, if his death was a suicide, then this letter may well be his suicide note.
No.
Sad. What we have here is nothing more than blank sheets of parchment. Fucking stop them, dude. Just ask her for the letter.
Remember.
I ate them.
Whether or not there was a suicide note is something we can only speculate about.
That's right. But there's only one person who knows whether this letter really was a suicide note.
You mean the person who swapped its contents?
Yeah.
In other words, you, Jean Greyer.
Witness, you stole Sir Belduc's letter on the night of the crime. Tell us, what was written in it?
I don't know.
She just burn it.
What? You don't know?
I did steal it, yes, but I don't know what its contents were.
You mean you have not read it?
I couldn't bring myself to read it. It seemed that if I did, everything that had happened since Master Belduc saved my life would be ruined in an instant. I've taken it out and held it in my hands many times, but no matter what, I just couldn't.
Miss Greer.
Can you tell us where that letter is now?
I have it here.
How convenient.
Oh. You're carrying it around with you? If you were searched, you would have been done for.
At night, having killed Master Belduc, I decided to stay in his residence. I knew my identity would be revealed sooner or later, and I was ready for it. So, until that time, I decided to always keep the letter with me. My lord.
Yes, witness.
If you don't mind, could you please read it aloud?
Witness, are you illiterate?
No, he taught me to read and write, remember?
That was very specific.
Yes, but you've lied quite a few times, witness.
Now that I'm here, in this place of judgment, I think I'm finally ready to hear what Master wrote.
My assistant is really great, and I hope she doesn't try to kill me. That's absolutely the shit Ace Attorney will pull. Oh, yep. We're dialoguing.
I think you should be the one to read it.
Me? Punishment.
Sir Belduc wrote this letter to the storyteller as he was preparing to die. I think it's only right his last words should be read by.
Yes, you're right. I see. I understand. Please allow me to read the letter aloud. My dear friend, I hope you will be able to forgive me for leaving this world of my own will. I have finally made this decision, having seen that accursed bell tower
appear in the flames on that dreadful night.
Oh, I bet. So, obviously, Dana, you can't say anything. My working theory is that Espella is the Great Witch, and the book that the storyteller is always writing in, she accidentally set part of it on fire, and that was the Great Fire that affected the whole town. Maybe because it appeared in flames, it got ripped out that day, and they just placed it back in.
That lightning was a sign that we have angered the gods. What I have done cannot be forgiven. I can never escape from it. For the past few days, I have been thinking that it might be best to simply expose everything. This town's secret, the truth about the witch. Of course, I understand that secrets need to be kept. However, I have grown very tired. I'm afraid I cannot keep the secret any longer. I have only two concerns. The first is my daughter. It pains me to be leaving her alone in this world, although she probably doesn't think of me as her father.
That's probably Espella.
A daughter?
I was not aware that Sir Belduc had a daughter.
Mr. Belduc seemed to know a lot about this town.
They're both blonde, aren't they?
This town's secret. And the truth
Blondish,
about the witch.
whitish kind of hair.
Truth about the witch. Somehow I don't think he was talking about Miss Greyer.
Oh, the second matter, weighing heavily on my mind, is that Jean will be left on her own.
Seeing her growing up, so strong and righteous, in defiance of her fate, had given me hope. A short while ago, she brought me my usual, and what will be my last, drink. There are so many things I wanted to tell her, but I could only manage a thank you. She is a very sharp child. Had I said any more, she would have caught on. You could call me a selfish man, but I didn't wish my last memory of her to be a sad one.
Master Belduc. If the fate handed to her by this town has made her life an ordeal until now, I hope from the bottom of my heart that a wonderful story awaits her next. I intend to leave my residence to her, and I would like you to look out for her.
Alas, it is time for me to put my pen down. My dear friend, what I truly wish to express to you is too complicated for words. I hope one day you will understand. But for now, I bid you farewell. The time has come for me to go.
This letter, it wasn't a denunciation of me being a witch.
Master Belduke cared about you until the very end.
Yes, how could I have forgotten? I'm sure I knew it all along. So why did I? How could I have done that to him?
Luke's just like, fuck.
I'm 12!
Yeah.
Miss Grey.
So for the people who have only been with us and your only experience with Ace Attorney is us playing through the investigations games, which are thoroughly bad, this is actually a much better taste test. This is a very Ace Attorney case, and a lot of them end like this.
Oof. My lord.
What is it, Inquisitor Barnum?
I think it is about time for the guilty verdict.
Guilty?
The Inquisition withdraws the charges against Maya Fey, unfortunately, and charges Jean Greyer with being a witch. All the evidence corroborates this accusation, and she even admits her guilt. Hence, the Inquisition asks that the witch be found guilty and punished immediately.
Objection! Not so fast, Inquisitor Barnum!
What do you want now, Sir Blue Knight?
Admittedly, Miss Greyer did attempt to strangle Sir Belduke, but he had consumed a deadly poison and was already dead at the time. Therefore, she is not guilty of murder. And one more thing. Can someone please... This is so awkward. Can someone please move this thing? It also wasn't Miss Greyer who turned Professor Layton into gold. There was another witch. That was the writing in the original games. They're so charming. There was another witch present at the crime scene. The defendant Maya saw her too.
Oh yeah, she's still up in there. Forgot.
Yeah, no. I don't know what your feelings on Maya are, but we do not like her at all. So.
I love Maya.
Yeah.
I do.
To put it simply, Miss Greyer didn't kill anyone.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Well, you can be Maya, Danny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she didn't kill anyone, and yet you still want to burn her?
Maya.
Do you even know how it feels to be put in this cage? It's like everyone's against you, and it's super frightening. I'm not a witch. But I've been thrown into this cage and almost sentenced for something I didn't do. And now you're about to do the same thing to another person? That's just not right.
Is that all you have to say?
Huh?
The one who's in the wrong is not me, but you, Sir Blue Knight. Whether the witch committed a crime or not is completely irrelevant. This is the witches' court. All witches must be punished by fire.
But that's crazy.
Why? Why, Barnum? Quick, use gold ore and turn yourself to gold.
Inquisitor Barnum is absolutely right. Being a witch is a crime. You understand that, don't you, Miss Greyer?
Yes.
Very well, then. The court is ready to issue the final verdict. Maya Fey is found innocent, and in her place, Jean Greyer is found guilty of being a witch and shall be cast into the fire.
Baby, no. Oh.
I wonder if it's a case or something like when witches die, their spells are undone. Is it a spell? Yeah.
Espella.
What is it now, Espella Cantabella?
There is nothing else we can do. This is the course of things, and you should know it well.
Indeed. All witches shall be cast into the flames. That is the law of this town. A law that was written by your very own father. And furthermore,
He's probably my
a law
grandfather.
that has always been obeyed in the town of Labyrinthia.
A town like this should never exist in the first place.
What? Such insolence!
That's heresy! She's criticizing the storyteller's story! Even the storyteller's daughter has no right to criticize the story!
Trials in which innocent people are sentenced to death by fire. I should make sure this is the last one.
We don't need to do this one either. Just throwing that out there.
What do you mean, Espella?
Since you're all so keen on the rules created by the storyteller, you should know exactly what I mean. The stipulation for ending the witch trials. Once the Great Witch Bazella is burned, the witch trials will end. At present, I am under suspicion. You know very well why that is, don't you?
You? But you don't mean that you're...
I am guilty. I am the Great Witch Bazella.
What?
Now, cast me into the flames and let Miss Grail free. Miss Cantabella. This shall be the last of the witch trials. No one else need be burned hereof.
Espella, just what are you saying? I can't let you do that.
You want to take that again?
Oh no! My friend is about to die in the fire!
I'm sorry, but this is a problem concerning the people of Labyrinthia. No! Please don't do it! There must be another way! You don't need to do this!
Why are you smiling, Luke, when you're talking?
It's all right. Luke.
That's how I modeled.
Mr. Wright and Mr. Layton, I truly appreciate all you have done for me.
This can't be happening.
Oh no! Oh man, I'm really glad Funimation got the rights to the anime dub after 4 kids dubbed this game.
Miss Cantabella, your confession will have very serious, or rather, fatal consequences for you. May we assume that you fully understand those consequences and are willing to accept them?
I am Espella Cantabella, the storyteller's daughter, but I also have another name. I am the Great Witch Bazella. I have lived hidden in the dark pages of my father's story, deceiving all of you. Many lives have been sacrificed because of me. But that shall end today.
No.
Court attendants, seize that woman! She is the Great Witch Bazella.
Oh, do you think Darklaw is Belduke's daughter?
Maybe. No! This is terrible!
Maya, make room!
Okay!
Oh my god!
Espella.
She ain't gonna burn, is she?
Burn, baby, burn.
Oh, this is what starts the Great Fire.
Watch out, you're gonna crash. What the hell?
Maya!
Espella, this just isn't right. Let's go! Nick, give me a hand! Jump! Jump over there! But... Hurry!
They're getting away!
Yeah, kill Maya!
Yeah!
Maya!
Help me, Nick! Espella! Quick, in here!
stop!
Oh, this is the best Ace Attorney game! I know this is the wrong reaction, but like, I'm delighted.
Well, that happened.
So, what's fun about that is Maya actively just ruined everything. Because
Yeah,
they're
so it's
they're still going to be trying witches. They're still going to be killing
Yes.
girls.
Yes, so they just undid all the progress that they made. That's the one thing I did not like about this game. One of the things. I'm like, are you serious? All that work was for naught?
Maya really
Thanks.
just wanted to die.
I don't like how they wrote her.
Jello's joke of, I've just been trying to get people to kill me this whole time!
I was saying this at the start of this stream, because I don't like Maya is obviously not a popular opinion at all, but she was like essentially an editor for the original series, was like, you need to give her the main character a cute anime girl assistant or nobody will play your weird lawyer game. And it's like, okay, we have this case where her sister gets killed, so we can like bring her and make her an assistant. And it's like, she works fine in the first game, and stuff that happens around and about her is fine. But she has zero chemistry with Nick whatsoever and is an active detriment both in the court and in every investigation segment. And like, the big reason I have to like publicly be like, yo, I don't like Maya is, this is not the case anymore, but for a long time when games 4, 5, and 6 were coming out, people were like, where's Maya? All these new characters suck. It's like, no, they're good. And they have dynamics with people. Like, in Spirit of Justice, Nick's assistant is a little girl named Rifa. And I really like her. She's like one of my favorite characters. And she's
I hated her in the beginning, but I loved her. I started to, and I was like, you little spoiled.
Because she's a little piece of shit, but like, she has a reason to be there and has a really funny dynamic with Nick that develops over the game. And Maya's in that game after being gone for like 7 years and comes back.
I was happy though.
And she's like, hey Nick, let's hang out. And immediately like, wow, you two do not have any dynamic at all whatsoever. It's worse than all the other dynamics in this game, but like, it's worse than Nick and Rifa, it's worse than Apollo and Athena, it's worse than Athena and what's his name? Samurai Birdman, Simon.
Blackwell.
Yeah, Blackwell.
Oh, Blackwell, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like her. So this is a fun surprise victory. I'm gonna go a little longer because we've got Danny, which is rare.
Oh, I'm about to say because I gotta go.
Gotta hop out? All right, we can just hop out then.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, that's perfect timing as anything. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This is fun. I just let me know when you want me to pop on again. I'm always happy to help.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna raid. Piff is doing Cubivore, so I will do a raid there.
Oh yeah, if you want to watch a very odd and unacceptably rare game, Piff was playing that over on Stabbiness, so it's weird as hell.
All right, like 10 seconds until
But thank
raid.
you guys.